Yes. What up, brain drainers? It is awesome to see you guys. Giving you like the Joker clap. Yeah, let me give you a high four, baby. Hey, that's a wrap on the search, yo. That's a wrap on the search. Finally. And it's going to be Hugh Freeze. Which John Cohen, the athletic director, the new athletic director at Auburn, said was right where we started, which, yeah, I'm not sure about that, but, we'll do what we can. First of all, great to have you guys here on a rare weekday brain drain. Wow, we usually do these on Saturdays, but we knew this day was coming. We knew something was going to happen, and today was finally the day when things went down. Wow, what a day. It's been a busy one, and I will tell you more about that as we progress through this edition of the Brain Drain. Today we're going to be drinking the Crossroads. I feel like Auburn is a little bit at a crossroads here, so I'm going to be drinking this Blue Note Crossroads. Blue Note, of course, a Tennessee bourbon. Usually, you guys know I push Kentucky stuff, but listen, Blue Note does good stuff. This is a younger bourbon from what I used to drink, their 9-year, which was really good, but you can't really find it anymore. I think they ran out. And so you end up having to get these kind of mixtures of 3- and 4-year-old stuff, but it's good, man. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. We got some super chats I got to catch up with here because we got some legends that need to have some acknowledgement for their legendom. Our first super chat came through from Sir... Come on. I don't know. Sam H. Yeah, where are you at, Sam H? Sorry, this is going to be good. Yeah, Sam H jumped in with a super chat earlier. This guy's what a legend. This guy's with us every single week, and we love him. Says nothing like a weekday drain. That's right. Unusual. Certainly unusual. We got to get to some chat in here in a minute. Cleveland Brown, of course, going to remind us. Thank you, Sam H. Cleveland Brown, of course, reminding us to hydrate if you're going to be drinking, and I think there's going to be a lot of drinking in the Auburn sphere tonight, for one way or another. Be sure and stay hydrated. I drink, of course, BioLite is the way that I do that. It's the IV in a bottle. It's good for fatigue. Also good for overindulgence, which is something that I have been known to do. Of course, I've got my water here in the Voodoo cup, so I'm going to be definitely staying hydrated. Thank you, Cleveland Brown. Also, War Eagle 0008, one of the all-time legends, who's been with us and very, very supportive of us the whole way through from the very beginning. Says Wardam Eagle J, thanks for you and the staff's coverage. Enjoyed it. I didn't help very much today on the coverage for reasons we'll talk about at another date. But I'll tell you what, Brian Matthews, Brian Stoltz, Caleb, and Henry all absolutely got into high gear and cranked it out. And I am very, very appreciative that I have such an incredible staff here that can get work done and have been doing it for a long time in some cases there. Hashtag Hugh Freeze guy. This guy is absolutely fired up today. He says, we did it. It's a championship day for hashtag Hugh Freeze guy. Great handle, and I'm happy for you, bro. Rich jumps in as well. Rich has been with us on and off for a while. We love him, of course. JG, Drain It, baby. Eagle Rare tonight. Great choice. Great choice. I had actually thought about hitting that. But I decided on the Crossroads, so we're going to go with that. AJ Oak says, I tried to follow Hugh on Twitter, but I'm blocked. My tweets were very mild. Oops. Maybe we'll be able to work on that. We need a new start for various reasons. Let's see. Blue Note. Kaduman says, Blue Note from Memphis seems perfect on the day we hired Hugh. Oh, there we go. A little bit of serendipity. Hugh is from Senatobia, Mississippi, which is, I think, one county or maybe 2 counties southeast of Memphis. Definitely North Mississippi. And then kind of came along as a high school coach in Memphis at Briarwood Christian, and then also, in the state of Arkansas, not in Memphis, but over there at Arkansas State. Anyway, he's a man from that area for sure. Scotty says, Tennessee Swill, you settle for your number 2 choice too. I love it. That's funny. That is funny. That's funny. Absolutely love that. All right, moving over to our main page tonight. We kind of settle in over here on this is kind of like our living room right here, where we do the drain. Okay, so it's going to be Hugh Freeze. John Cohen said in a release that they just put out that this was, right back where we started is what he said, with the guy that we started with, which I'm kind of not really feeling like that's, not sure that's entirely accurate. here's kind of the way this thing went down, according to your boy JG. All right, so they wanted Lane. Lane was a guy who not everybody in the zone was like super fired up about, but it was somebody that everybody could live with, right? So that was kind of the way that the president had approached this. Oh my, look at these super chats, unbelievable. Ben jumping in. Ben is a stud. I'm telling you, Ben does more work and knows more stuff than he gets credit for. And I think sometimes on the bunker he gets pooped on, but he gets the JG Tate seal of approval. This guy knows stuff. And so you guys should respect Ben a little bit more, in my opinion. CJ Majors, my man, what is up? I knew who you were. This is 19 junior, new bunk member. Ooh, he's out on his own now. My man. I really felt like, CJ, that it was like 4 years ago that I was playing basketball with you at the gym there. I forget what that's called. It's right by my mom's house. And then number 19 was like, bro, he's like 20 years old. And I was like, what? They grow up so fast. CJ, I appreciate you, bro. I'm just really glad to see you're on there yourself and continuing the family tradition there. We're so glad to have your dad around, too. Not that we don't love your mom, too. She's awesome. CDF, my main man from Houston. This is LFG. Reverend John will be Gus minus the most dumb shiz. Hey, now. Could be great, could be meh. Love the 6.5 for 6. Yes, talking about the he was not particularly expensive. Go buy the studs. Appreciate you, brother. No. I appreciate you, man. Cannot wait to get back into some Warzone with you, bro. It's almost time, honestly. Thanks so much for your support, bro. And, I'll tell you that privately, too. Kanuman jumping in. This guy, Kanuman, is like the glue guy, man. He just gets stuff done, and I love him. It says, any day is a great day for a brain drain. War damn eagle. Kanuman. Do we love Kanuman? Do we love him? Of course we love him. He's Mr. Positivity. He's the czar of positivity around here. And he gets stuff done. War Eagle, says Michael Ower in the portal. That's pretty funny right there. Okay. I know, for a lot of us, man, it just kind of feels like home hanging out in here, hanging out with the family, the friends. You know what I'm talking about. I feel like a stranger. Certainly a member of the family. No doubt about it. It says, word up, everybody say. Missed y'all Saturday due to contractual familial obligations. We missed you, bro. Freeze wasn't my first choice, but hated Auburn is the best Auburn. Hope the Tates are good. We're doing okay. Doing okay today. Thank you for asking, brother. I know a lot of you have been praying for me and my mom and my wife, I guess, because she's been doing a lot of work to help with my mom. So, yeah, it's been kind of a challenge, but appreciate you guys. That's not what we're talking about today, though. Crocky Poo. This guy's Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. It's a little chilly in here, JGT. A little bit of a freeze warning. Okay, so. Oh, and we also got Ravine jumping in. Man, Ravine. I don't even know what to say about this guy. Like, definitely the best by proxy guy ever to call in by proxy. It says we have a coach. How it all works out is yet to be seen. Let's all be happy tonight that we have a coach before early signing. Great point. So you got the portal's going to open here in 6-7 days. At least you got some time now. He can actually take a look at this. He can hire some dudes. He can retain some dudes. And you can make some really thoughtful decisions portal-wise, right? Guys you're going to let go. Or you know what I mean? Not necessarily fight to keep. And then you have guys that you got to go out and pursue, right? So he's got time to do that. And he's not completely up against the wall. I mean, he is, but he isn't. You know what I mean? Let's see. What was okay, so we were talking about earlier. I guess El Tigre Esquire is jumping in as well. This guy's unbelievable. What a redemption story of his own. Can we get the stripper cheerleaders from the replacements? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to check and see. Hey, can you make a call here and see? Guys, seriously, Alabama, it's over. Nobody cares. Can you just make a call, please? Thank you. Casa DP, who has no need to super chat because the guy's just too legendary to even super chat. The guy who he and his wife got me a care package from the Breeders' Cup, live from the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland. I just don't even know what to say about that guy. Unbelievable. Let's see. DLS says Neil is definitely your guy. Talking about me, I guess. Take Siski too. I don't know Tyler. I'd like to. He seems pretty cool to me. Hayden H, who's with us a whole bunch, man. Suddenly very chilly in here. War Eagle JGT. I'm going to give you a laugh on that one. Hayden, appreciate you, bro. Okay. Let me see what I got here. All right. That's good news. Got some good news there on my phone. Or my watch, actually. Guy Fawkes says the plane just landed in Lynchburg, Virginia, going to pick up Hugh and have some conversations. Let me say some more conversations. Let me go back to what I was talking about with Lane Kiffin. So the way the president and I guess subsequently Cohen were doing this was got the people together, the important people, the blocks, and they said, look, guys, I need to know who you like and who you can live with. And we'll kind of try to figure this thing out. We'll talk about it, and we'll try to get, because he values other people's opinions. He knows that in this NIL world, I mean, you need all hands on deck, right? Which is smart. I would do the same thing. We do have some super chats coming through. I love this stuff. Josh C., he's probably our best fish photo that we have here on the show, and certainly better than anything I can do. Says, any chance Matt Luke comes to Auburn? Great question. Matt Luke, of course, the former Ole Miss head coach, and also offensive line and run game coordinator at Georgia for their national championship last year. He bounced after that, and he's basically chilling on the golf course right now, taking some time, man, just kind of back away. And I respect the hell out of what he did, essentially saying, look, man, I don't have the passion for it at the moment. I need a little bit of time, and I don't know what he's going to do. I checked in on Matt Luke maybe a month ago, 5 weeks ago. And he was doing good playing golf and just kind of relaxing and doing some football stuff kind of on the side. It's unclear to me if he's going to want to jump back in at that level and say, okay, be an offensive coordinator here at Auburn. He's been successful and he certainly knows. I don't think there's a better offensive line coach in the country, if you want to know my opinion. I can't really speak to his offensive coordinator ability. Obviously, he played a good role at Georgia, and they were really damn good, and everybody there has a lot of nice things to say about him. So, there you go. Mason T jumping in. If Freeze wants to get off on a good foot, he should hand out hats to all the beat writers at a presser. Just a thought. I wish Corey was up in here. Corey got he got the AuburnSports.com hat. Got that one in a giveaway that we did last year. That is pretty funny. That'd be a good way to do it. I have a feeling that Freeze is going to do a much better job of relating to everybody involved in Auburn football, whether it's reporters or fans or donors or players or staffers or anything. I think he's really got that ability, kind of like Tuberville was. My man J-Dub, with whom I was sharing bourbon just last night, dropped me a super chat, no message included. No message needed, brother. Hey, man. You know I love you, man. I was really glad you came over and hung out last night. It was clutch. Kanuman says J-Dub. Kanuman knows. He knows that guy's that's royalty, saluting royalty there. Okay, so Kiffin was the most popular when you take into account the guy I really like and the guy I can deal with, okay? So they go after Kiffin. Kiffin is very expensive. Kiffin wants essentially full autonomy, which at Auburn, is kind of like, you know what I mean? They might say that, but if you know Auburn, you might be skeptical of that, right? I mean, we kind of know what time it is. So they feel like they've got Kiffin, and they feel like they've gotten the information that that's a hard way to put it into words. They felt like he would have said yes. So they crafted an offer, and they got the offer to him, and ultimately, and you know what time it is, he was like, "Nah, I'm good." Now, as of yesterday, he hadn't signed that deal at Ole Miss, so he may have done it today. I haven't been paying attention. I just found that interesting that on yesterday. Luke J says, rumor on Matt Luke is that he's done coaching. Now, I could see that. I feel like Matt Luke is the kind of guy like, some college coaches are insane people, like Saban, like Kirby Smart. I would throw Cody Burns in there. I would throw Kenny Dillingham in there. People I've met along the way who have just been, they're really into football. Matt Luke is not that guy. Like that, he's really good. He's really good. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't at the end of the day, I don't think Matt Luke sits around and goes, you know what? What's really most important to me is that I'm a great coach. Like, I don't think that he thinks that way. I think there's other things in his life that are more important that he's judging himself on. So I can totally see a situation where he just doesn't coach anymore, or he does like little projects here and there, So I could totally see that. I would imagine there's going to be a conversation there, but it may just be like, hey, man, I just can't do it. I mean, those guys know each other and they're buddies. For sure. We got Pipe in the house. Pipe, what a stud this guy is. Pipe is one of our vacation buddies, and he's also a Purdue fan. Purdue had a great weekend, and they're going to be playing for a championship. Unbelievable. There he goes. J-Dub says, what up, Pipe? Very professional, Pipe. Appreciate you, bro. Blake R. jumping in with a super chat. Look at this guy. Unbelievable. Pulling off that tuxedo in a way that I could never do. Says JGT Ward Amigo, let's go. Time for Hugh. I think we're going to be fine. I agree with that sentiment. On my list, guys, the list that JG for Tate State would have picked, I had Prime number 1, Hugh number 2, Lane number 3. Love Lane Kiffin. I've said many times, and I'm not backing off on this, the best play caller in football, professional or otherwise. An absolute genius when it comes to scheming people. And also a magician in the portal. As good as it gets in the portal. My issue with him is that I just didn't feel like his personality fits well at Auburn. And, because he wants to be left alone. He wants to be left alone inside his average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone? And he just want to be left alone. And listen, man, if you're going to coach at Auburn, you're just not going to be left alone. That isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just means that's not for you. And so I didn't feel like his brooding personality worked well here. I just didn't think it would work. So when this goes south, then Auburn might be able to plausibly deny that they made an offer to him. Now, the way that I work in my life, they made him an offer. They may have not formally given him an offer, so that's why they can say, well, Hugh's the first person we offer the job to. But they wanted Lane Kiffin. He was their number 1 guy, and that didn't happen for reasons that will probably kvetch over for the next 10 years. I don't know, or 5 years, 3 years, I don't know. Guy Forks jumps in. Oh, for Josh C. Jumped in. One last question, of course, man. When is the presser to announce Freeze, and will it be streamed anywhere? I guarantee it'll be streamed. My guess is that would be tomorrow. It could be as late as Wednesday, but I would guess tomorrow, particularly if they're going to get him and bringing him here for tonight or whatever. Yeah, so my guess is that would go tomorrow. And those of you who are really into USA Soccer, we'll just have to figure that out as we go along. And yes, I know that you guys hate soccer for the most part. Let's see. Jack says, my first coaching search as a writer/writing intern was absolutely amazing, but stressful AF. Yeah, good luck, bro. My first one was in 98, and man, I got absolutely annihilated. Philip Marshall and Charles Goldberg. Oh, my God. I damn near wanted to quit journalism at that point. I was getting beat so badly. Bo Nose is in the chat. We love Bo Nose from the bunker. Very rational, but entertaining. Not boring, but just cool. Smoking Mirrors, another great bunk, says converted freezer here. Jay, where do you think Freeze can get the recruiting ranking up to into rank? I'm sorry, where he can get the recruiting into as far as rankings go. I'll hang up and listen. I want to see what staff he puts together. The early chatter that I got earlier today was about Zach Etheridge. I still think of him as Zacchaeus all the time. Zach Etheridge, I'm thinking is going to be retained. I've been hearing that Philip Lawley could be back involved with the program. I love me some Philip Lawley now. If you guys remember him, he is the guy. Wow. At Tate State, he is my number 1 right-hand man. I'm telling you, that guy knows a lot about football, and he knows a lot about Auburn football in particular. I'm Bailey 5 says, so I heard Freeze is already on campus having meetings with the team, the scouting department. Can you confirm? I do not believe that's true. No, I think that will happen in short order. Real Deal says, told you it was Dan Mullen. My man. Warrigal 0008, who super chatted us earlier and who's an absolute stud, even, just on his own merit. I was disappointed, but do think Hugh Freeze can coach. I agree. I do. Guy Forks jumps in. What's up, man? Jay, Guy Forks, a reiteration on the bunker, but we love this one. Jay, do you think Kiffin intentionally strung Auburn along? Good question. I don't think so. There are people who think so. I guess I'm not that cynical. I don't know him super, super good, so I can't make those judgments. But no, that just seems too cynical for me. I don't see it. And let me talk about a couple things I was mentioning earlier. I get caught up on the super chats, and I appreciate you guys so much. I love the chat too. This is the best chat in the country when it comes to Auburn. Okay, so on my list, this is not the list that I put on the hot board. This is Jay's list. I got Prime number one, and I didn't have him number one on the first day. It took me about a week to get lined up on this, but I came to the conclusion that if you're trying to take people away, recruits, from Saban, Kirby Smart, the dude at LSU, you need somebody that has this cachet, right? That like, if Nick Saban right now, just think about like with Harsin. Obviously, it wouldn't be Harsin, but the people who worked for Harsin, if they're going into a living room that Nick Saban has already been into, it's over. There's not even worth going in there. I mean, fuck, if you just want to eat, if you want to eat well, if maybe this player's mom makes some great chicken and dumplings or something, well, yeah, go and enjoy it. But there's no chance you're going to pull that kid. It's not going to happen. And there's a reason why Auburn doesn't pull kids away from Alabama very much. They just haven't had the personnel to do that. I felt like Prime could do that. So that's why he was my number one. My number two is Hugh Freeze. And I feel like Hugh Freeze gives you a little bit of everything. I think he has the right personality and disposition for Auburn. I know he understands Auburn. I think he's a very good coach. I think he understands what needs to be done in recruiting and will go do it. I don't necessarily think of him as a great closer as a head coach, but he's a hell of a lot better than what Auburn's had since Tuberville prior to Saban. He's going to be the best head coach closer, I think, because he's come on, man. My dog's a better closer than Harsin. Gus got a little bit better, but he went from dog shit to like pretty bad. Chiz was just a non-factor, although he had some great guys working for him. And then you go back to Tub prior to Saban arriving. Like 2003, 4, 5, 6. Like, Tub was a pretty good closer, honestly. Recruiting was a lot different back then. I feel like Freeze is a pretty good closer. I think he's big enough and strong enough to, like, knock Saban out. Like, we were talking earlier about it. If Saban's been in someone's living room, does Hugh Freeze? I don't know. Maybe in some cases, yes. At least they probably know the name. And I know some people have written some stuff lately saying these kids don't know who Hugh Freeze is, but I think that's kind of bullshit. I don't know. Not that anyone's lying. I'm just saying maybe talking to a wider variety of people. I don't know. Bryce G jumps in. Bryce G's been with us a bunch. Says LFG, I just signed up with On to Victory. All in on Freeze Wardham Eagle. Love it, man. I love to hear that. There are various ways that Auburn folks can support Auburn athletics. You can continue doing it. Tigers Unlimited's been going. Who gave me a thumbs down? That's terrible. You can do it through Tigers Unlimited, which helps the kids there and helps with capital projects and stuff like that. Great organization, and it really helps Auburn a lot. You can go with On to Victory, which helps mostly kids on campus, and the ones that have chosen Auburn, and that's a great organization too. Brett Whiteside is running that, and Brett is a high quality individual who has Auburn's best interest in mind. He'd be the guy that I would have picked to run it, honestly. And then you've got Ever to Conquer, which are the guys that are kind of out there, and gals who are out there kind of doing some grassroots stuff and getting, more involved with the recruits, with the programs themselves, with the coaches. And that's some stuff that I have been clamoring for probably 20 years. And I know a lot of you guys have too. It wasn't like I was a lone voice, but we just kind of felt like Auburn needed something to kind of, I don't know if the right word is to push back, but at least emulate some of the things that the Red Elephant Club does for Alabama. And that's a great organization. Many, many years of thoughtful leadership, competent leadership from the Red Elephant Club to do the work that they do on behalf of Alabama. And I think Auburn has really needed that, and they finally got it going. So those are the three levels. And to me, they all help. So if you guys have been involved with Tigers Unlimited for a long time, maybe you've got a contact there with like Tim Jackson or whoever, just keep doing that. Like, it's a great way to help Auburn. There's other ways to do it as well. I'm glad to hear that, Bryce. What a stud you are. AU Taxman says the interesting thing to me is that with Auburn getting back on track and Texas and Oklahoma joining the conference. What's the ceiling at Ole Miss, even with Kiffin? 9 wins. Man, you're putting me in a bad situation, dude. My friends at Rebel Grove already want to kill me. Now they're going to get madder. Oh, madder? Is that even a word? They're going to get more angry with me. They're going to hate me even more. Let me put it this way, you tax man. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. It's all going to happen. Daniel P says, hey, we don't all hate soccer. I sure don't. Kyle L. Says, hi, guys, heading to Buc-ee's. I know what he's talking about there. Some people on the board have taken to calling Hugh Freeze the Jesus Beaver. I'm not 100% understanding that one, but it's really funny to me anyway. B-Rad says, JG, at the end of the day, he was the next best coach available. He will kill it over there. Not literally, LOL. And was there ever a clear number 3 guy? Always enjoy your show. You're a badass. No, you're a badass, B-Rad. That's a great question. I do think he was the Oh. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what number he was. I don't know. Tyler Nace says, JGT, what are we drinking tonight? We're drinking the Blue Note Crossroads. Again, it's a Tennessee bourbon from Memphis, which as Scotty and Knuman both pointed out, is interesting given the fact that Hugh is essentially a product of Memphis, more or less. And that's where this comes from. I'm generally not a Tennessee bourbon kind of guy, but I respect Blue Note. If you can ever find their 9-year, which I haven't seen in probably six months, I still have a couple bottles, 3 bottles in my downstairs because I was tipped off that it was about to go away. It was one of my favorites. PEW Warrigal 1 says, chances Auburn gets a bowl game with Freeze coaching this year. They would absolutely love to do it. I mean, the path is pretty narrow. It can happen. And I think it would be a great thing if Auburn were able to pull that off. Let's see. Rusty Shackelford says, Jay, I got finals prep, British lit. Oh, my goodness. Hughes presser and U.S. versus Iran tomorrow. What am I going to do? Some of that stuff's going to be put on hold, bro. I'm in the same spot, although I'm not taking any tests tomorrow that I know of. Plum Jam says, what's going on, JG? I tried to join Auburn Sports, but my card is on hold. I don't know what that means. Why don't you send me an email? We'll talk about it, okay? We'll try to figure out if we can barter something. Maybe you have some silver or some bronze. Maybe you have a catalytic converter you'd want to trade in. I'm always open to bourbon trades. Hell, man, maybe a nice set of tires. I don't know. We could do that. Let's see. Cassidy P says, you and P. March Charles got hammered during the tub search. God, I wish. No, those 2 guys hammered me because I was trying so hard to just do something in that search. You know, I was brand new to the beat. Hadn't even met David Housel yet. JG, it's good to meet you. It's good to meet you, JG. That's better. That's closer, isn't it? It's good to have you covered Auburn, JG. I didn't even know him yet. I was screwed. I was just toast. Those guys absolutely killed me. But it's all good, man, sometimes. Cassidy P says, Lolly has forgotten more than most know. That guy knows something. Cassidy P knows the brilliance that is Philip Lawley. And if he indeed stays, or comes back, I should say, after his time in the Canadian Football League, I just think that's a huge plus for the Auburn Tigers. Knuman, who, again, is the minister of good vibes, says 543 viewing. I thought it was 15,000. And yet only 44 likes. Please smash the like button. We have 75 according to me. Thank you for your support there, Knuman. Ty Sensei says, Caddy got offered the job but said he didn't want it. Interesting. Cassidy P wants to know if Fabianich could come back. I don't think so. You know, I was actually having a conversation about him. It was a week ago because it was during the Raiders game before this last one, and we were talking about Fabianich. I was talking about Fabianich with a guy who's contributed a whole lot of money to Auburn in his lifetime, and he and I are both fans of the guy, but just thought that wasn't going to happen because I was like, dude, I mean, this guy's got to be part of what's going on, and I don't know. Justin H says, with the money we saved on Freeze, we better get a good offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Another JG here. Yeah, defensive coordinator, honestly, if you guys are asking me, I think the first call is going to be to Barry Odom, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be like offering the job to him, because I feel like the results have been kind of mixed at Arkansas, but Barry Odom and Hugh Freeze are very tight. And I think if Barry Odom, first of all, if he doesn't get a head coaching job, there's been some talk about him maybe getting back into head coaching. Of course, he was the head coach at Missouri for a time. And he actually showed up on the Auburn radar a few years ago when Gustav was looking for a new defensive coordinator, and they thought about him when he was at Memphis. I think the guy's a good coach. It's just like, with their defense having finished like 90th or something like that in points allowed this year, like 90th, like 90th. Kevin B says, I thought McGlynn fired Drew Fabianich. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. And so the fact that McGlynn is, I would argue, a little bit more powerful now than he was 6 months ago, would probably suggest that he isn't going to be back. And that's just the way it goes. Let's see. Quan says, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, hot board, ETA. Good stuff, man. We're going to work on that. When you have a turnover like this, it takes a little time for us to kind of get reestablished. I think when you, I mean, a lot of reporters probably wouldn't even talk with y'all about this shit, but when you got a staff in place like we did with, I was going to say a bad word there, Harsin, you kind of get to know certain people, and you kind of become almost friends with some of them. I mean, for me, a lot of times the coaches are my age. I mean, Zach Etheridge is not my age. He's a little younger than me, but like people like Harsin is approximately my age, and Schmetty is a little younger than me, but I get along with him real good, and you just get to know guys, and it just so happened that like when Auburn had that purge, that knocked out some of my best sources. I can be honest with you guys about it now. And it stung me pretty good. So with Freeze coming in, you're going to kind of start over. And I know you guys, those of you who keep up with things that happen on the bunker, you know that Brian Stoltz is someone who knows Hugh pretty well. He knows Hugh Freeze pretty well. So my thought was, we'll get going again. Unconfirmed source, are you going to start? You better not start with this cult business. I'm telling you, I don't want to do something. I don't want to do something here with you, okay? I just don't want you to do that, okay? You're not saying a bad word, but it's a little trolly, and I just don't have any room for trolleys here. Chip, who's one of our absolute legends from the south part of our state of Alabama, who makes these incredible glasses that we give away after every show. I don't know if we're going to do a midweek one, though. But we just did one the other day. And that one went to the all-time legend, Ben, who made a call and also super chatted, and he's just a stud anyway. He makes these, and Chip sends them out because he just loves the community that much. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you just don't even think people like that exist, but they do. There's just great people out there. He says, nonplussed, Auburn could have done this back in February. They paid the buyout anyway, cost Auburn basically 2 recruiting cycles, and the 2022 season, Jabba Extreme. Some real talk right there. Jacob P. in the house. What's up, bro? Thank you for the super chat, Chip. Jacob P. in the house, a fine Warzone player. Says, unless Tank leaves, we don't have room for Trey Sanders. Brett says, Freeze can do some damage with Ashford. All right. Word. Smoky Mirror says, Jay, how do you think he will do in the portal? We really need to hit it hard to be decent next year. I don't really know how he hasn't really been, he was at Ole Miss. That was in the portal era, and he's done pretty good at Liberty, but man, that's a different deal. I guess there's some other stuff we got to talk about. It's hopefully maybe this will come up in the super chats or whatever. So let me see where we're going here. Shane Hunt jumps in. Shane is unbelievable. This guy was a super chat and a fool the other day, and I missed one of them, but I came back and got it. He says, "Yo, JG, let's go. Winter is coming." You know, I got my right up there. You can't see him very well, but it's my White Walker from Game of Thrones. I'm serious. I don't know. Did you guys see it the other day? It's my White Walker. I'm a big Game of Thrones guy. See the White Walker? He's like a Funko Pop guy with his dead horse. If he's coming to get you, man, he's got you. Unless you're Samuel Tarly. And then you're going to win that one. Anyway, winter is coming. I love it, bro. Appreciate you. The man, Runner 24, who is a recent recipient of one of these glasses. Actually, the Saturday show we did was his first one with the glass. And I bet you it tasted really good in there. He had some aged Knob Creek in that bad boy. Says 6.5 for Hugh, 6.5 for JG. Though drinking on a Monday may have resulted in a missed comma someplace, my man. Good stuff right there. And guy's a full-time swoogan for sure. Glad to have him as part of the family. Hey, you Mike 38 says, I woke up feeling the freeziest, coach. What a weird deal it was today. You had people. We didn't really get into this, and the part of this search that I really am going to be interested in kind of rehashing as we go on through as time goes on is, I mentioned earlier that. Hold on, I know we had a super chat here. Damn, I'm behind. Let me go ahead and crank this up. I'm going to write down where I was going though. Hold on, so I don't forget. Okay, I wrote it down. Hornatius jumps in. I'm behind on these, and I'm sorry about that. Hornatius jumps in and says, 1 a.m. beaches. Of course, Hornatius is always a fan of me staying on the air as long as possible and getting drunk as possible because he likes it when JJ gets drunk. Redman 443 says, we are a laughing stock. What? Some people would say that, and other people would say, you got to do what you got to do. I don't know. Mike CB22, I'm going to be very interested to see how he does. I'm going to be very interested to see how Mike CB22 does. First of all, I love Mike CB. I love him as a person, and I love him as a poster on the side. He's a voluminous poster, and he's generally very, very funny. He was not a fan of Hugh Freeze. I would imagine this is probably going to say the same. If anyone is going to use the term Jesus Beaver, they need to send the bad uncle $1. So that's a reference to him. He's the bad uncle on the board, although he's actually a good dude, and he served our country valiantly, I might also add. He's not a Hugh Freeze fan. I'm going to be very interested to see how he acclimates here because he is not fired up about it. He's not alone. He is definitely not alone. There are a lot of people in this boat. A lot of people in this boat. And that's a concern. We'll get to that too. Let's see. Wargle says, Jay, what do you say to the Gus 2.0 crowd? That's an interesting point there. So, I'm of the opinion, I don't know if you guys all feel the same way, that Gus was a pretty good coach who had a problem. He had don't you. No, you do not do that. We're not going to have any of that up in here. Yeah, we had one of those goober, sexy chat people come through. Jackson, I'm getting to you here. Hold on just a second. Oh, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, Mike CB22. There's a lot of people out there who are not fired up about Freeze, and I am not going to sit here and ostracize you guys. There's going to be people in the media. They're going to spend the next, how long? 3 weeks, and they're going to say, Auburn's a joke. How can they hire this guy? And then there's going to be other people on the other side that are going to say, I don't know why you're so worried about things. Just sack up. The guy can win. Hey, I think everybody has a point on this, seriously. I do think that Gus was a good coach who had a problem. He was very slow to acclimate or to adjust his offense, which I think he's done to some degree now. And when he was here, I thought he did some serious fucked up shit in recruiting because he could not get offensive tackles in here. That's the truth. And if he recruits better, he's still here. And I think he's probably doing pretty good. So when you say he's Gus 2.0, if he is actually an improvement, if he is a second iteration on top of Gus, I don't think that's a problem. And I think he can be better for Auburn than Gus was. Because Auburn was Gus is a little bit odd. My man Jackson 3, who has been at our last bourbon event that we held here in Montgomery, which would have been last December, about a year ago, he literally just donated a 12-year-old 1792. I mean, I don't know if guys get any more legendary than that. You can't even find that in the state. Hell, I've never seen another bottle of it anywhere. He just said, man, to my brethren. And I was like, holy shit. New beginnings. I'm holding my 1-week-old daughter. Wow. Listening to the drain. Prayers to Brother Hugh for the golden era that she shows up in. Prayers to Brother Hugh for the golden era that his young daughter goes up in for Auburn. Thanks for all you do. Eagle Rare tonight. Man, I'm stoked to hear that, bro. My daughter is 20, and honestly, I kind of miss her being here at the house. So my advice would just be to enjoy those days, man. She loves Daddy, and she will love Daddy. She will love Daddy, and it'll be great for a while until she decides that you don't know anything, which is about 12. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself, dude. You got 11 years and 11 months to worry about that, okay? Justin jumped in with a super chat for the Housel impression. I have to kind of get in the JG. I'll tell you what, I love Auburn. Auburn's a great place. Yeah, I know, man. Spent a lot of time talking to David. Actually, David was a very important figure for me when my faith was just kind of coming along. I'm not trying to get all religious on you guys, but I grew up essentially in an a-religious home, and in 2003, that changed, and I became Catholic, and David, I had a series of conversations with David at that point where he really galvanized my faith and my trust. I don't want to go too far. Like, I know y'all don't want to hear all that shit, but he was pretty important to me. You know, it's one thing to kind of, when you're Catholic like I am, you kind of go through what they call RCIA, and you spend a lot of time talking to priests and our deacon Gene, who's passed away now, but you talk with like official people. But with David, it's like a guy that like he's more relatable to me on a human level, and so I spent a lot of time talking to him about stuff, and yeah, he's a stud. Absolutely incredible. All right, let me get through here real quick. JDAU08, a bunker. I mean, I don't even know, like, long-term stud. I feel like that's the right word for you. JG, impeccable job covering the coaching search, handling all the crazies on the bunker. Thank you very much for that. I was one of the crazies at one time. Apologies. Turned over a new leaf. Elijah Craig 18 in the glass. Cheers. And you've always had that as your photo there of Junior Rosegreen knocking Reggie Brown out, which was one hell of a lick, and legal at the time, by the way. And just good football. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And I appreciate you saying the nice things. There were some people in the bunker that were not, they kept saying that I got everything wrong on this search, and I didn't get Lane right, but I kept saying, like, you can't predict human behavior. I can't even predict my own behavior 100% of the time. Like, how am I going to predict Lane Kiffin's behavior when he has a huge offer? Yeah, I mean, and he's got pressure to stay, and his son was, being carried around the field with the fire extinguisher. I mean, come on, dude. There's some things that just matter more. This is relatable to me on a personal level. Wardam Dion with an incredible avatar right there of Hugh Freeze giving the thumbs up when he was coaching, when he had to coach from the hospital. He says, Wardam Freeze, JG, sorry I'm late. I'm all in on Hugh. $1 to Chiz. Everyone deserves a second chance sometimes. Lord knows I've needed a few. That is basically how I look at this. Some other people don't, and that's cool. And I always feel like, I mentioned this on the bunker earlier today, I feel like I'm kind of flirting with that line. I don't want to bring religion into it because, look, man, I'm Catholic. I'm Christian. There's a lot of people on our site that are either Christian, maybe they're some other denomination, maybe they're not even Christian, or maybe they're just a-religious. Like, they don't care. I love all you guys, and I'm not here to push shit on you. So I'm just going to leave it there. Maybe we can have like a a special session on the Platinum Board where we talk about this and we talk about, like how we've fallen short personally, and that sometimes it's probably not a great idea to judge other people like that. I don't know. I've gotten a lot better about it myself. I'm 50 years old. I've made some very grievous mistakes, as we say in the Catholic Church. Grievous is a word we like to say. And it's hard for me to sit around and judge people too harshly. So we'll just leave it there, man. Not trying to get... you guys don't tune in for religious content here. We talk about Auburn, yo. Smoky Mirror says, can I get a converted freezer added as my bunker banner? A converted freezer? Send me a DM, bro. My handle is JG Tate on the bunker, and it would be my pleasure to try to get you straightened out, bro. I'm pretty quick with answering everybody, so send me something there. Chris B says he's not excited about the Hugh hiring. I understand that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people on that bandwagon. Sandman says, yo, Frosted Flake. I know. I saw some of you Ole Miss folks jumping in on me the other day, call me Frosted Flakes or whatever. I got a good kick out of that. It's pretty funny to me. Yes, El Tigre says, El Tigre Esquire, by the way, one of the great stories, I think, of the whole year on the bunker. JG, instead of your frosted tips, they should be on freezed tips from now on. Actually, I got an interesting story to tell you guys. I got a Funko Pop over here of Simon Le Bon. You guys don't even know who that is, but he's the lead singer of Duran Duran. And he dyed, or he colored his hair. He did his hair like this, kind of. This is in like 83 or 84. That dude was getting more ass in a toilet seat. And I was like, bro, I need to get some of that. And so I started coloring my hair in the mid-80s because my mom was like, hey, you want me to dye your hair? I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So I did that in like 85. Like summer of 85. You guys are like, I wasn't even born until 05. Whatever, that's cool. And, man, I'm telling you, big difference. Big difference. I ended up hooking up with a chick who ended up becoming a stripper. Does that count? I mean, she wasn't a stripper at the time. She was like 16, but she became a stripper. Just saying, sometimes it happens. Kanuma jumping in again. He's our czar of happiness and our czar of good vibes. He says, welcome to episode 1 of the Brain Freeze. What? What a great idea. The Brain Freeze. We don't want to get away from what we have, though, right? Look at Farm Dad is in the chat as well. He says, Hugh Freeze has joined the chat as XXX 2.0 Fun Girls. That's who jumped in earlier. Farm Dad is joking around with us. Farm Dad had a massive super chat for us in the last show. We appreciate you, bro. Love you on the bunker, too, man. Always good. Travis J in there says, hey, Jay, stay cool. Hey, man, I hope you're not leaving us. But if you are, we still love you, bro. Travis is with us a bunch, man. He's with us all the time. Sandman says, well, JG, will you be changing your nickname from Frosted Flake to Frozen Flake? That's funny, man. I like that. Frozen Flake. That's pretty funny. Solo Tigre. We love Solo Tigre. I met him at the bunker shindig in Huntsville, which every time I think about it, honestly, Solo Tigre, I think about Faith because I'm like infatuated with her. Faith runs the Nook. Her and her dad run the Nook. And Faith knows her bourbon, and I'm a big fan of hers. Actually, my wife she's a big fan of hers too. Anyway, Solo Tigre says, when we're in a recession, JGT, let Chat Bay pimp a little bit. Her kids need Xmas gifts too. I love it, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. We're going to get on the horn here in a minute. I need to get up with, you know who I really need to get up with is Brian Stoltz. That's who I need to get up with. Oh, Jackson 3, my man. What's up? He said Briarcrest, right? Not Briarwood. Yes, I'm sorry I was slow to get on this. This is like 30, 40 minutes ago. But I mentioned earlier that Hugh Freeze had made his name coaching in Memphis. And I said Briarwood because Briarwood's here in well, when I say here, I think of it as nearby. It's outside of Birmingham. And I should have said Briarcrest, Christian. Appreciate you, Jackson 3. Plains Old Joe said, did we get years of money? Yes, I believe we did. That, according to an unreliable source on my phone, was 6.5 over 6 with a lot of incentives. Okay, so there you go. Christian C says, what a disgrace. What an embarrassing hire. Of course, the very next comment, Carrie says, good hire, War Eagle. Oh, wow. How about that? Cass DP says, from the back booth of the brain drain. That wasn't my best one. I had to say like several things before I can get it going. Let's see. Kevin B says, JG, what happened to that young apprentice you were trying to instill confidence in to get chicks' digits? You're talking about Denton, also known as Dentone, also known as the son of Denton's mom. Denton is now working full-time at, he is working full-time, but he's also going to school. So he's kind of doing a bunch of stuff. But he's working at Publix, which is a great company to work for, by the way. The kid he's really coming along, and I love it. I don't know if he's out there dominating the chick market just yet, but he's going to get there. We're going to do what we got to do. John Little just says Jabba, which I think we all know what he's trying to say there. And Diluke says, praise Freezes. I've not heard that one. That's good. Praise Freezes if he wins 10 games next year. That's great. Burner 51, we love him. He's on the bunker, and we think he's incredible. You are the man, JG. Who would be your guess, okay, at defensive coordinator? So he's probably doing it on his phone. I appreciate you, bro. If I had to guess, so you guys might know more than me when it comes to the thoughtful decision at defensive coordinator, because I don't necessarily pay attention to much of anything outside of Auburn. And the conversations I have are like 98% about Auburn. You know what I mean? Like, I never have a conversation with, like, Zach Etheridge about some fucking coordinator at, like, Memphis or something. That's just never going to happen. I'm always talking about Auburn kids and Auburn recruits and shit that's going on at Auburn. So you might know more than I do about smart choices. I just know that Barry Odom knows Hugh Freeze really, really well. And I bet you that Hugh makes a call to Matt Luke to kind of see what he's thinking. But the idea is out there that Matt Luke's had enough. He is really good, though. Kanuman says David Housel is an incredible man. David Housel is a very, very incredible man. He knows Auburn better than everybody. He knows he's been Auburn longer than anybody. And in addition to that, he is a fair and nice human being. And he's been that way since I've known him. I've known him 25 years. And I would stand behind him all day long. Although I've not hung out with him lately. Chauncey T in the house. Chauncey, my man. Chauncey's in the chat, bro. This is a big day for me. I'm kind of a fan of Chauncey. Really. Met him face-to-face. We're kind of like Twitter buddies, but I met him face-to-face at a Tiger Walk. I don't know. What was that, man? Like 6-7 years ago? Something like that? The guy's a legend. Like, no doubt about it. Let's see. Unconfirmed source, who we're not sure about him. I did not appreciate the way you handled this crazy. It was going to be fun. I don't even know what that means. Mama Dudette says, whatever is said about this hire, it's certainly not a uniting one. I'm disappointed. Yeah. I could see that. Darkside jumps in with a super chat. This guy, man, he's been with us, I think, every single show we've had this year. He says, JG, I pre-ordered Coach Freeze's burner phone. Wow. That was tough there. I'm not going to be laughing too much about any burner phones. Bourbon Bowl. We just do not deserve this guy at all. He says, super excited to have Coach Freeze on the plains. If Lord Bruce is on the board, so am I. If Lord Bruce is on board, so am I. Although Bruce may be on the board too. I don't know that. I can't confirm or disconfirm. Love you, Jay. Keep doing the Lord's work. We don't deserve you, bro. Bourbon Bowl, I appreciate you, man. Bourbon Bowl. What a stud this guy is. If Kanuman ever needs a understudy to be the czar of good vibes, then it would definitely be Bourbon Bowl. He would be the deputy of good vibes. Ruxy Poo says, call Stoltze. Yes, I absolutely need to get him on the horn. Hey, Turtle. What are you talking about? Look at this. He says, JGC, this drain sucks. Just so you should know, rename it Troll Garbage Dump for what you were talking about. That's not very nice. Turtle? Bro, you've been so positive before. You always bring up faith, and I love talking about faith. And then you do that. Stu Pup jumping in. Look at this. Underwhelming. Hashtag sorry. Hashtag War Eagle. Anyway, Stu Pup probably on my team with Prime a little bit. Now, I'm not anti-Freeze at all. Believe me, I'm not. I think he's a good coach. And I think he's a really good fit at Auburn. John Cohen mentioned that in his comments today, and I agree with him. I think that's totally true. I think Freeze, in a lot of ways, understands how to politic, and I think he's going to be very popular. He will eventually be very popular in the Auburn sphere. I think this is a good hire. The people who have some issues with the moral missteps, I don't even know how I would defend it. It's stuff that I wouldn't do myself. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Who? Wishbone23 says, Jay, when do you come back to Mobile? Really like to meet some local members. Yeah, we have a bunch down there, man. Super chatted earlier, but Chip, who makes these glasses, is from down that way. I don't know if he's in Mobile proper, but he's down that way. You know how it is. I mean, you got Mobile, you got Spanish Fort, you got Robertsdale, whatever. Foley, Gulf Shores. There's all kinds of people down that way. My daughter, I guess, is kind of a Mobilian now that she's a student at South Alabama, junior now. We are definitely going to 100% going to do a podcast from down there in April, which I know is a long way off, but we'll probably be there before then. Heavy Pedal Productions says, ha ha ha, love seeing JGT putting them down. I think was it Eagle Flygood or Everything Gucci that said that the Ole Miss mods drink Trulies and the Auburn mods pound bourbon. Big if true. You guys know I love Chance the Yapper, and Neil's of course a longtime friend of mine. We go back and forth a little bit in the public eye, but I think we're good privately. Anyway, it won't be long. Wishbone 23. Saw Farm Data had something to say here. Farm Data said, "Hey Turtle, there's a unique feature which allows you to exit the drain without penalty." Well said, sir. Well said. Well said. A couple things that I need to jump back in for here. Golly, this chat. This is the best chat in America. I'm telling you, if you're talking about Auburn and you kind of like a sense of humor and you don't mind talking a little bit of shit, I think this chat right here. Although we need Tiger Girl in here bad. Tiger Girl was killing you guys on the bunker the other day. Okay, wait. She was killing all of us. But as is often the case, Steve V in the house. What's up, brother? Steve V's been with me a long time. Good God, 15 years or longer. He's one of the original Habat and Hotties. Used to run a blog over at, remember when blogs were a thing? I used to run a blog over at the Montgomery Advertiser, and Steve V was part of that. He says, Harsin followed Gus, who followed Freeze at Arkansas State. Freeze follows Harsin, who followed Gus at Auburn. I'm just saying. It is very strange. Fat Crack says, are my super chats coming through, JGT? I got one for sure. Maybe two. I can't remember. But I love you, bro. Your awesomeness is coming through. I'll be Kren says, Turtle sucks. Hey, let's be nice. Ben says, Auburn went from a caddy to an escort. Uh-oh. Wow. That's not very nice. Canoeman jumps in with another super chat. What a stud this guy is. Turtle equals Neil McCready. Turtle, why are you letting him talk you that way, man? You have been kind of negative, though, to be fair. And that's our guy. That's our guy. That's our good vibes guy. Josh C jumps in again, a third super chat for this guy. Look at the fish pick, I should say. He says, has it been announced that Caddy is being retained on staff? Is that known? Do we know that? I've heard that was considered to be a possibility. That seems tough for me. Taylor says he's in Fairhope, by the way, one of the outstanding Mobile. Fairhope's a great place to live if you're going to live in the greater Mobile. You know what I mean? Although you're kind of on the other side of the water, right? Chris M says, yo, what's up? What's the haps, Jay Cephas? Dude, we had CJ on here earlier, and I'm hoping to see you this weekend, bro. Let me know how you're doing on that. We're going to have some legends up in here. We're going to have Easterwood in here. We're going to have D. Lucky and Mrs. D. Lucky in here, which is studliness no matter what. And then we have, of course, all the AuburnSports.com people, plus J-Dub
And now, hopefully, you and whoever else. I mean, if CJ's coming or if Mrs. number 19 is coming.
Rusty S says, I think the biggest takeaway is that P. Marsh knows men who have gotten hookers before. I don't feel like that's what he was going with his column earlier. But I understand where you're coming from. Mr. Hickory, what's up, man? I love Mr. Hickory. We had Mr. Hickory on. This guy, he's I don't want to. Well, shit, everybody on the board knows, though. But he's a physician. And when we had COVID, remember when COVID was a big deal? I don't know if you guys remember that. 2020. Yeah, I guess 2020. We used to do, those of you who are not watching, we got a lot of people on here that aren't necessarily normal brain drainers. We would do shows during the quarantine, and we would just talk about who knows what, talk about hot chicks or bourbon or whatever, hot chicks. And Mr. Hickory came on and gave like a rational reset of kind of like COVID in general. And it was pretty strong stuff. Anyway, he says, War Eagle JGT, all in for Beaver Jesus. $1 to Mike CB. I think he's the Jesus Beaver guy. Actually, J.K. Etheridge is the Jesus Beaver guy. He has him as his avatar. But yeah, Mike CB has definitely been saying that. Thanks for all you do. Mr. Hickory, unbelievable. We're glad to have you as part of the community for sure. Obtainable options. I saw that. That's pretty good. Anything else I'm missing here? Chris D says 19-21 in the SEC at Ole Miss. Finished 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and 7th in the conference. Maybe officially. You know, now they've taken some of his things away. CJMH08 says he's a fit because he's the only one who wanted the job and we're the only ones that would hire. Dang. All right, some people are going to have problems with Hugh, and I'm not the one here to defend him, okay? I mean, I will tell you guys honestly that stuff doesn't really matter very much to me. I tell you that very, very honestly. Like, I just don't care. Like, the thing about DMing the rape victim, like, I mean, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Like, but, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Doesn't really bother me that much. The cheating at Ole Miss is legal now, so that's like a wash for me. I don't know, man. Daniel P. asks, Jay, did you ever hear anything bad about Don Kedick? I think he's going to get a job at a smaller school, man. Maybe he's going to start at Lambeth or something like that. Dialogue says, I'm drinking on Jack Daniel's single barrel right now. Probably rot gut for JG. Yeah, I would not drink that. I only drink that when we're in Punta Cana because we have two choices, Jack Daniels and water. So I'm not doing that. Auburn alumni, Wishbone 23 says, awesome. Thanks, Jay. Listen, I love Mobile, man. My daughter's down there, so, I mean, you know I love that. Turtle says, PHK this chat. Turtle, have you been, like, lurking this long? Have you spent all year lurking just to kind of turn into a dick today? Like, what are you doing, man? Mr. Monson says, JG, when are we doing the Christmas party deal? I'd love to attend. Send me a DM, bro. You are definitely welcome. You're legendary around here, so holler at me. My house can only hold so many people, but I don't give a shit. We'll fill it up. I don't care. By the way, the Raiders won on a walk-off run yesterday. I know he's a Bammer, but Josh Jacobs plays for my team, so I love him. And also, I went to high school in Tulsa. He went to high school in Tulsa, so I feel like he's my brother, basically. And we won the game again in overtime. Beat the Seahawks at the Seahawks, and I ran out in the street, and I went crazy. Just thought I'd tell you guys that. So anyway, we will fill up my house if you want to, Matthew M. Wait, Turtle says, I hate all the chatting chatters. Why are you being so mean, man? That's unbelievable. Joshua G says, Hobart was the realist. I didn't know you were there, bro. I'm glad to have you, though. You probably, you had, at those times we had, everybody had like handles, and so I didn't necessarily know who was who. Brandon T says it's been reported on TOS. I don't know who that is. The TOS, that matters to me which one you're talking about. If it's Jason, if it's Mark, if it's
Nate King, that's one thing. If it's Justin Hokanson, maybe that's a little different. I don't know. Jeffrey Lee, of course. My man. Listen, guys, I'm only going by what the questions that I have asked on my phone and whatever you guys tell me. Because I've been on the air for, an hour, coming up on an hour and 15 minutes, so I don't know what's happened. Let's see. Luke J says we can all come together on Wolken being great. With the exception of Hokanson, who, I kind of poop on sometimes, but I also know him personally. I've known him for a long time, and I have a kind of an interesting relationship with him. I love Hokanson in a way, and I hate Hokanson in a way, and I think he feels the same way about me. I just don't trust him in certain ways, and I've told him that, bro. I've told him that. Jeffrey Lee, I trust. Jeffrey Lee, I trust him with my life, but and for what it's worth, I don't think it really matters to this particular case. But I mean, Keith Niebuhr's a stud too. Jason Caldwell, you guys know I love him. Mark Murphy, I love that guy now. I didn't used to, but I do now. Nate King worked for us. Nate's a great writer. TJ Kidd says Gus just tweeted. I saw that too, bro. He said, happy for my friend Coach Hugh Freeze for getting the Auburn job. That's a special place. You're going to love it. I also got a couple old sweater vests lying around. He said laying around. If you ever need them. Boom, boom, boom. That's funny. Good to be Arthur Gustav Malzahn. I love Gus. I do. I did not like him in the beginning, and then I grew to really like him. Because I'm one of these guys that's like Gus is kind of a goob, but like if he's married to Christy and he made that choice and she made that choice and she's as cool as she is, because you guys know how I feel about Christy, right? I was like, all right, I'll give the guy a chance. And and Christy was like, with my wife there, she was like, nah, Gus is pretty cool. And I was like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. And so like the last 2 years he was at Auburn, he was pretty cool, man. I liked him. He's done good work at Central Florida, for whatever it is. Chris M says, me and Mrs. Number 19 will be there for sure. Outstanding. That's what I'm talking about. I love me some number 19s. Yeah, it's just a good family. Good people, man. Brett says, Alabama's a terrible state for finding good whiskey. You are absolutely right about that. Oh, my God. Mississippi is a better state for that, and Georgia's even better than that. Florida also is a pretty good state for getting bourbon. I think Georgia's the best for the people around me. But, Alabama's the absolute worst. Hornatius jumps in and says, turtles don't suck, they nibble. Wait, what? I'm Bailey 5 says, anyway, we can get Stutzelicious on the horn. Yes, I know. I keep saying I'm going to do that. I don't know what my problem is. I just keep getting super chats, and I love talking about stuff with you guys. Chris M says, when do we show up? Hey, man, can you send me a DM on that? Well, it's probably around 3 o'clock, but send me a DM. We'll get you the deets on that. Jake R says, even us Ole Miss fans hate Wolken. Yeah, he sucks, man. Kiss that guy's ass. Whatever, he sucks. Hey, if Farm Data and Turtle are going back and forth, I'm going to be on Team Farm Data on that one. Believe me. Jarrell says that's a home run hire. I tend to agree. Home run, I just think he's the right. Cleveland Browns said hydrate some. Okay. When he tells me, I do it. All right, Cleveland. We're doing that. Aaron says, hey, JGT, would you try some bourbon distilled in Georgia? Are you actually talking about the Fiddler? If I sent it in. Yeah, hell yeah. Of course. I don't hate. My wife and her girlfriends went to they toured Fiddler. And they had a good time there. So there we go. Cleveland Brown says, is Coach Yox available to run the strength and conditioning program? God, I wish. Actually got to run into him. Was it? It was in April or whatever. It was at the A-Day game. Yox. I'd say this without any kind of joking about it. I'm alive because of Yox. In 2003, guys, you guys aren't going to believe this. I'm fat now, but I was 315 pounds, and I was going down a road that I did not want to go down. And I told him, because at the time I was like 40 or something like that, maybe be younger.
And I told Yox, I was like, bro, I'm not good. I'm fat. I'm smoking. I'm drinking. Like, I got to get right. And he said, are you willing to put in the work? And I said, I am. And so he sat down with me, took time out of his life, out of his career. And he was doing great work at Auburn. And he said, I'm going to show you how to get right if you're willing to do it. And he explained to me, like, the idea of eating right and the idea of being active and not just sitting on a couch or just eating shitty food all the time. And I lost 100 pounds. 100 pounds based solely on him telling me what he thought I should do. I dropped from 315 to 215. Now I'm like 235 now. So I'm a little bit up, but I mean, generally I'm doing okay. I mean, when I go to the doctor, they're good. Like my numbers, they do blood tests and my numbers are all good and all that stuff. So had he not taken the time, Kevin Yoxel, to kind of help me and counsel me, he didn't have to do that. I don't know if I'd be here now. Jennifer says Bruce Pearl just dropped Caddy is staying. That's great. I'm stoked. I think Cadillac is I like to call him Carnell. I'm a big fan of Carnell Williams. Worked with him a bunch when he was like an assistant coach. When he became the head coach, I didn't necessarily mess with him very much because he's busy. He got a lot of stuff going on, but he taught me a lot. I've talked about this on the show a bunch of times. He taught me a lot about what's going on. Like what does it take to be a great head coach? And Harsin showed us some things that he was missing, and they hurt. It hurt him a lot to be missing some of that ability to understand kids and make the kids think that you love them. That's an important part of it. You can tell me all day long, I'm doing this, this, and this, but if the kids aren't getting it, then it doesn't matter. Heavy Pedal Production says, Jay, do you think we'll make one more run at Lanning now that Hugh has been hired? My man. I did think Dan Lanning was definitely a guy worth talking to, and they did talk to him. Absolutely. Listen, man, when it comes to John Cohen and this search, you cannot discredit him for focusing on one person too much. Now, the Lane thing kind of went south. Fair enough. And good for him. I hope that he finds the happiness at Ole Miss, or continued happiness, I should say, that he craves. I like Ole Miss, and I like Lane Kiffin. I think he's a great coach, and I'm glad he's in the SEC. As someone who covers Auburn, I love the fact that he trolls Saban all the time, But I like him. So good for him. Yeah, good for him. I'm not going to sit over here and poop on on Lane Kiffin. I mean, the things that I said before about him completely stand firm. Hold on, I got something coming through here on my phone. Oh, I don't care about that. Let's see. Unconfirmed source says, well, hold on. Auburn alumni says, Jay, thoughts on getting Drew back in with Hugh for scouting? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Because Rich played a big role in that. And Rich is still here. Though there's that. Spicy P, who is a swoogan, he is a receiver of one of these cups, has been lurking with headphones, got my drink ready. It's chilly out here. I love it. Unconfirmed sources, social media is Freeze's biggest flaw. It holds him back. A while back, I don't know if Neil would still say this, but Turtle says, have faith, JGT. I have faith. Still love you, bro. Hey, man, just don't be so confrontational, Me and Neil, excuse me, Hugh and I don't, but me and Neil do a podcast, G-Pits. We skipped last week. Probably should have, because I think I would have died. But he has said for a long time he thought that Hugh would be a very good fit at Auburn and that he needed to have somebody at Auburn take his Twitter away from him. Brandon T says Rejects said on the bunker that they're trying to get Fabianich back. Let's see. I will personally text Rejects right now to see if that's what he said. Because I know Rejects in real life.
And by the way, this is no cap here. I think administrative assistant would back me up on this. He is married to the hottest chick that any bunker is married to. That's the hottest bunker wife. That's the hottest bunker wife alive. I don't know, man. I don't. You guys want to come at me or whatever and say my wife's hotter, your wife's hotter or whatever. That's fine, but I'm telling you right now, I've reviewed a lot of data, and he's done unbelievable for himself. Pocket Watch says not all the cheating he did is now legal. Changing ACT answers is a pretty big deal. Yeah, that's not legal. That's not okay. But I mean, I'm not going too far into that. I mean, all right, I already got an answer from Rejects. I am satisfied with the way that was portrayed. Let's put it that way. Chris says, thank you, JGT, for your coverage of the coaching search. Screw all of your critics. I certainly have a few, but it's cool, man. And most of them are pretty funny, actually. I like them. Some of them are hateful, but it's not very many, honestly. There was this dude on the bunker. I don't want to say who it was, but he was like taking all these shots at me, and like my wife took care of his kids. Like, and I know his son, and his son is great. I was so disgusted. I was like, bro, why are you doing that? My wife runs a child care center, by the way, here in Montgomery, and she really, really cares about kids, man. Farm data, look at this guy jumping in. Unbelievable. Hold on, let me get to that. Don Properdickin. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Don is, he's of, I was going to say Danish, but he's actually from Holland. Don Properdickin, I hope that I'm saying that correctly. He says, love the hire. Thanks for draining LFG. Thank you, Don. I hope that I'm pulling for Netherlands in the World Cup, by the way. Decatur Tiger says, can we get J-Head on the horn? Let me check with that. Hold on. Billy P says, JG, can we get some Neil McCready and Chad the Yapper? I love it. Chad the Yapper. That's good stuff, Billy. Ben, I told you guys earlier, Ben super chatted us, and not because he super chatted me, but because I'm just telling you about this guy. Ben says Garner probably coming back. Very close with Freeze. Showed his daughter around Auburn years ago. I happen to think Rodney Garner's a stud, but RM says definitely appreciate the drain. JG always down for a good drain. RM, I appreciate you being here, bro. You've been great, like super great. We love having you around. Shane jumps in with a super chat, his second of the day. He says Landon King says, let's ride. Boom. Yeah, Landon King, the star-crossed, we'll say, tight end / slot receiver for the Auburn Tigers from the greater Houston area, went in the transfer portal, backed out of the transfer portal, and now he says let's ride because he knows he's going to be playing for a coach that appreciates his talents. Cassidy P says, JGT, can you now tell us the text message from the Iron Bowl? Yeah, so I made a reference to the Iron Bowl. I got a text message during the Iron Bowl, and it said, it was one of those that was like, here's some information, blah, 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 don't post it. It was about Hugh Freeze. I had a hard time believing it because I had that person and a few other people were, well, actually, three and a half-ish people in addition, so that'd be 4.5-ish people telling me they feel really good about Hugh having a shot here, and I had two people, including my number one guy, telling me no way. And I think my number one guy was with some people that hate Hugh Freeze. So I mentioned this earlier. Lane Kiffin was an interesting case because I think everybody at Auburn was either good with him or like okay with him. Like they would have been fine with that. So when that goes south, now you've got people, okay, so Lane Kiffin's out. Now you've got people who love Hugh Freeze, okay, and the people who were probably number one or number two for Hugh Freeze all along. And you've also got two groups. Well, one group and one person that were very anti-Freeze. So there was nobody that was anti-Lane, but there were some elements that were anti-Hugh. And so you kind of got this, you know what I mean? Like this the little Hollywood who's banging who chart. Like it's not, you got some conflict there, and it got kind of little. It got a little crazy, and I wasn't sure how to. I didn't know how to diagnose how that was going to go down, right? Because Hugh's got his supporters. He's absolutely got some supporters, and he's got some very, very affluent supporters. But he's also got some people that are not fans. He's got one person in particular that is really not a fan. That's in the Auburn sphere. That's a pretty big face. So I don't know, man. T-Roy Tiger. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to try. I don't know. T-Roy, I feel like I've said too much about you, bro. You're an absolute stud. Obviously, your wife's incredible. He says so. We're gonna have to be nice to Stoltz from now on. Shit. T-Roy Tiger's living that Troy life, though. He really is down there at Troy, and I don't want to give away too much, but his wife's very, very intelligent and very, very hot. So God bless that guy. He's doing an incredible job. I know if J-Dub is still in the chat, I know he would back me up on this because we had a conversation about it. T-Roy Tiger married well. I'll just put it that way. He did good. He did really good. Let's see what else we got here. Wow. I know. Where's Farm Dad at? Guys, can you... What's going on here? I'm so far behind. Canoeman says, hashtag Team Farm Data for Life. Yes, that guy. He brings it, man. Canoeman, our master of... our minister, I should say, of positive vibes. We love the guy. JLF Senior says, Yox is great. I see his wife Nancy all the time. That's what I like to hear. I wish Yox was around more often. Stephen L says, can we see a pic of 315 JG? You know, I would do that if I could. I have one somewhere, but I don't have it in a situation where I could show it to you right away. So, we got another dummy. Hold on, let me get this. There it is. These, like, private dating sites or whatever, they got to go. All right, I banned them right away. No problem. Let me see what we got. Jeff. Oh, my God. Jeff C. Look at this guy. What a stud this guy is. I love Jeff C., man. Named his son Halen. I mean, for Van Halen. Like, yes, we love Van Halen. Should be a wild ride. Not a bunker member, but my wife is hot. Jeff C., I didn't realize you weren't on the bunker. I mean, your wife is a very pretty girl, but I think of her as like a singer. She's a very accomplished singer. But, yes. I also think she probably... I don't want to go too far here, but she reminds me of somebody that runs stuff. You know, not to say you don't, but I think she does. Farm Data, look at this, man. What a stud this guy is. Donated to assist Turtle's quest for the X. Yeah, Turtle been pretty hard on me there. I don't know what was going on, and Farm Data was having my back on that, so I appreciate that, Thanks, Farm Data. Great bunk, by the way. Farm Dad is hilarious on the bunker. He's generally the reset guy. He sees people talking bullshit, and then he's like, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to, like, inundate you with facts. And then people go, I don't know how I feel about facts. And then we're like, we all really love facts. And then, I don't know. I'm pro-facts. Ben 0001716 says NIL wants Fabianich back badly. Yeah. I told you guys, Ben knows what time it is, man. I listened to him. And, yes, Fabianich has a lot of fans. We'll just put it that way, including me. I mean, and I don't know him. I have not texted with Fabianich, period. I've met him, but I haven't texted with him. He's not a source for me. I don't want you guys to think that it's JG just kind of doing self-serving stuff, but, I mean, that guy's really good. MWD, who is a great caller, says, when do you open up the phone lines? I'm drinking positivity juice, ready to get ready. My man. Grind says, have y'all talked about Kerryon Johnson's comments about hiring Freeze? What would that include? Let's take a look here, man. I have not seen that. Kerryon is a former player that I don't communicate with at all. So, some I do, some I don't. He's one of them that I don't. Trying to figure out. He didn't really say much. He said, personally, I'm not particularly excited, but I understand why and how this happened, unfortunately.
someone pushed him for more on that. He says, well, if you want me to be honest, I can explain how this kind of change happens, but a lot of people probably don't want to hear it. And it would be too long for Twitter. Laughing. Carry on. Pushed for more information says, it's not really tea. It's just a string of terrible events that got us into the situation. That doesn't really sound like... I don't know. He's a smart guy. I like Carry On. It's just not somebody that I ever like hung. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really connect with him. The problem for me is like I connected with people that are like older, like these days. Like, and unfortunately, Quentin was one of them. He passed away tragically, like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Quentin Groves is probably my best friend that was ever a former player. I just got along really good with him, and he was in business with T-Will back in those days. T-Will was an aspiring rapper, and so I kind of got in with both of them because I was really close with Quentin. And actually, Quentin and Derek Marks is a absolute stud. Spent a lot of time with him playing video games with him, and it's kind of an older generation now, I guess. CJMH says he's embarrassed like most of us are. Cassidy P says, rest in peace, Quentin Groves. I just cannot believe. I've cried a few times. Well, more than a few. I've cried several times over him passing away. And I mean, the bottom line on Quentin is, man, like, I don't want to get into it. I'm going to get choked up. I'm about to get choked up right here on this freaking show. It's unbelievable. I've done it before, and it's embarrassing. Shane says something that be said that Hugh Freeze's first words as Auburn head coach was to thank Carnell. That's a good point. Great point. This guy gets it. I'm in, JG. Let's go. That is absolutely true. So the release that Auburn put out from Hugh was essentially saying I want to thank Carnell for what he has done these last whatever. I don't know how he actually said it, but he was basically the first thing he did, like Shane said, was to call out Carnell in a good way. And say, this guy's been a stud, whatever. Where is that at? Make sure I get this right. I want to give you guys the right quotes and stuff. God bless. This is the longest. By the way, I got my Heisman voter thing today, which is kind of exciting. I don't know who the hell I'm going to vote for, though. I was going to vote for Bo, but he's kind of been sucking lately, hasn't he? He's been hurt. Whatever. I don't have it in front of me. I'm not going to sit here and do this. I read it earlier, and that's all I got. Sir Monty says number one guy must now be number two guy. Sir, you're not wrong, man. I mean, I understand they're going to try to sell that to the Eagle Fly Goods and whatnot, but yeah, I don't know. Madison Curran. Wait. She said something earlier. I meant to talk it out, but I didn't do it. I've missed it. I'm sorry, guys. God dang it. I'm sorry about that. Shane, I appreciate you, bro, for show. Let's see. Mr. M says, T-Roy Tiger, my dude, his wife is not hot. Wait, hold on, wait. T-Roy Tiger, his wife is not hot nor and only moderately intelligent. Oh, she's definitely. If you want to say she's not hot, that's fine, but come on, man. Saying she's not intelligent is crazy. J-Dub says T-Roy Tiger's a stud. He was there when we met T-Roy Tiger and his wife. So he would definitely stand behind that, too, for sure. T-Roy Tiger, what an absolute legend that guy is. Unbelievable. I just cannot believe how many... And I feel like a lot of this was going on before I got here. I've been here 10 years, but I feel like 95% of our great posters, right, of our voluminous posters who are really entertaining day in, day out, are people who were here before me. So it's incredible. Josh says Groundhog Day Gus all over again. Dude, if Gus would just recruit better, he would have been fine. The problem wasn't coaching. The problem was recruiting, and I don't think Hugh has that problem, and he's not going to have it when he puts his staff together. Jarrell says JGT cock blocking us. Just want to join the site, man. What are you talking about, Jarrell? You're a great poster. What are you talking about? I don't know if you're just kidding around. Josh C jumps in with another super chat. Look at this guy. Unbelievable. That's 4 now. JG, some idiots on Twitter are talking about going to Tumors/Athletics Complex to protest this hire. Protest? I don't understand this generation. Protest? I mean, geez, guys, I don't know, man. Has he done that? Has he been like that? Look, man, I don't want to sit here and tell you guys what to think on this. There's some really good folks on the bunker that are upset about this. Mike CB is one of them. He certainly is not alone, and I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. But, jeez. TJ Kidd mentions T-Will as the DC. Here's the thing on T-Will and the DC, okay? Check this out. I love me some T-Will. I actually name dropped him earlier when I was talking about Quentin. Because Quentin ran a company called Major League ENT, Major League Entertainment. And he had T-Will as a rapper. This is before T-Will was coaching. And I've known T-Will like when he's I knew him when he was a recruit. I interviewed him as a recruit, covered him as a player, covered him as a rapper, covered him as a coach. I love the guy. He's awesome. At Central Florida, they've been pretty good on defense, to be fair, but he works with David Gibbs. I call him Gibby. Gibby. Because that's what Steve Ensminger used to call him, Gibby. And I like that name. Gibby calls the defense, and T-Will is like the Carnell of the defense, if you want to call it that. I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way. The Carnell has taught me a lot about what passion and giving a shit about your kids does, because he did that and Harsin didn't. And to me, what Carnell did as a coach at Auburn was more impressive than anything that Harsin did. That's my feeling about it. If you guys disagree, that's fine. That's how I feel about it. Carnell proved to me for the rest of my life that giving a shit about kids and showing that passion is more important than just about anything else you can do as a head coach. As a head coach, you still got to have recruiting. You still got to have some X's and O's guys. But the fact that Carnell was able to jump in there and do the Carnell stuff, like he was being genuine Carnell. There's a huge amount of value to that. And if you told me that 6 months ago, I would have been like, but now I've changed my mind on this so much. Now then, when you're talking about Travis Williams, with the UCF defense, he is the defensive. I will knock you out. I'm telling you, I'm going to knock you out like the way that Cecil Field will knock out a fastball in Tiger Stadium. Gone, gone, gone. Now I got to get back to where I was. Hornatius, by the way, says War Eagle MFer. We love him, of course. Of course we do. Of course we do. Let's say T-Roy Tiger says, I'll definitely drink a few in your honor, J-Dub. Of course, J-Dub was jumping on the T-Roy Tiger bandwagon. Also, big shout out to the Trojans. We got to give them credit. SBC division champions are going to play for the championship against Coastal Carolina this weekend. They beat because my daughter goes there, my South Alabama Jaguars fair and square in Mobile. 10-3, I believe that game was. Jeff C. says, this is a statement I made earlier about his wife. I don't want to say her name, but his wife. The whole family just busted out. You got her nailed. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I could tell that she's, we'll call her Miss M. She's in situations like that where I've met both of them, I'm kind of struggling to say something. But she's out in front for a reason. You know what I mean? Literally and figuratively. Cassidy P did say RIP Q Groves. Yeah, we miss him a lot, bro. He is Billy Pieces. Q Groves is a beast. Yeah, he is. I'm telling you, like in the personal life, privately with me, like with other folks too, like I just don't know if there was anybody I liked more. And it's disgusting to me sometimes that he's not here, and I've literally talked to my priest about him before and said, if there's a God, and he is a caring person, why is Quentin not here? I've asked that question, like no joke. Shane H. jumps in again. This guy, unbelievable. We need to hear from Murder, She Wrote, and J-Head. Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, so Yeah. Okay. Let me check real quick. Ooh, I got an update from. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting some updates here. Absolute stud. Take a shot. Hell on, Sophia. I got you one right here, girl. Man, this thing is cutting my hand, though, yo. I'm glad Sophia had a chance to see the laboratory here, so to speak, so she knows where we're coming from, yo. This is for Sophia right here. That's for Sophia right here. Sophia V. What an absolute stud she is. No kidding. All right, let's see what else we got here. That was rejects. My bad. Okay. Let me check Stoltze here real quick to make sure we're good. And I'm also going to check J-Head. J-Head sometimes, I've never really tried to ask him to be on the show during the week, but we've been texting a bunch today, so. All right, let's start off with Stoltze. Here. Let me, Solo Tigre knows what time it is. We're talking about Quentin earlier. Talking about Tiger Walk. Hey, okay. Oh, hey, let me do that Tiger Walk. Hey, okay. Let me see that Tiger Walk. Solo Tigre knows that one for sure. Let's see. Alpha Tiger says, thank goodness we made the hire today. I don't know how much longer I could have survived my sobriety strike. Why would you do that to yourself? Don't do it. Please don't do it. Yeah, I was getting a little bit verklempt talking about Quentin because he's fucking stud, man. A questionable call. It was a great bunk. Also a brain drainer as well. We love him. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping on that. Taylor B says, I'm big sad about this hire. Hope Auburn gives Hugh a short leash and that Hugh behaves himself while at Auburn. That's fair. Underarm says, JG, what's good, brother? What a day. It's been a crazy day, for sure. Madison C says, Freeze was my choice 2 years ago, and we got an Idaho potato head. Freeze fits. Yeah. Yeah, that situation was bad. TJ is a Jags fan. Hashtag go Jags. Brian thinks that Troy's going to beat, I don't know if you're going to beat him, but he says 10-6 Troy. I don't know if that's a prediction for the game against Coastal this weekend. Of course, full credit to the Troy Trojans for beating the Jags. I felt like the Jags were the second best team in that division. But to be fair, I was there. The Jags played host to the Troy Trojans, and the Trojans won 10-3. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. They got it done. Robert S. thinks Auburn could go 8-4 coming up in 2023 if he can get NIL talent. He definitely has the money to get it done. Quentin L. What's up, man? I'm so stoked to see you here, bro, again. JG, last time Auburn had over 300 yards rushing was the SEC championship game against Missouri. Give Coach Caddy some respect. All right. I'll give him some respect. I really have a very high opinion of Carnell Williams, and I think he did a great job as a head coach. That's my opinion. My shit's blowing up a little bit here. Sorry, guys. Fat Crack says Groves and McClover. Stan and McClover have to be one of the best DE duos in Auburn history. Yeah, I think Brody Croyle would certainly agree with that. Guy Fork says Kiffin, Odom, Cadillac, and Zach all on staff. Wants a recruiter as offensive coordinator playing near Athens. Interesting. Thank you, Guy Forks. Appreciate you, bro. That's a very clever name. I bet that name goes over 95% of the people on the board, though. They don't realize how close it is to Guy Fawkes.
Warrigal0008, who had one of our first super chats of the whole night today before we even got going. He says, thoughts on Michter's SB Green Label? What flavor profiles are you looking for in a good bourbon? Michter's Single Barrel. I don't know that one, bro. I'm not sure that I know that one at all. The Michter's that I've had I had the Michter's 10 that I got from the allocation 2 years ago. But other than that, I've had the regular Michter's, so I'm not sure I know that one, bro. Like, Michter's is one that, like, I don't care about, but my man Cuz, who lives across the street, loves it, swears by it. I drink it sometimes, and I love it every time. It's from Louisville. The flavor profile I'm looking for, I like a little spicy, and I like a lot of sweet. So, for me, Blade and Bow would be one that I really enjoy. But this Blue Note has been treating me good. 100 proof. Crossroads, you can find this most of the time. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It's got a little bit of it almost tastes creamy in a way. One man's opinion. I don't know about the truth on that one. Let's see. A questionable call just super chatted us as well. What a stud this guy is. Great bunker. Says Ward Amigo JG been taking a, what did you say? Been taking a Buffalo Trace tour from my personal stash tonight. My now week-long wife, wait, what? Has embraced me draining tonight. I knew I'd married for a reason. Fired up for Hugh. We all make mistakes. Let's go. Boy, there's a lot to unpack in that one, huh? He really, he got a lot of distance, a lot of ground covered in that one. Let me think about this for a minute. Been taking a Buffalo Trace tour from my personal stash tonight. That could be Elmer T. Lee. That could be any variety of Weller. It could be blends. Could be any version of blends. Maybe the gold. Maybe the straight from the barrel. What else could it be, guys? It could be Sazerac, rye. It could be Handy. A lot of choices there. My now week-long wife has embraced me draining tonight. Week-long wife. A lot of things I could say right there, but I think administrative assistant is watching me tonight. Knew I married for a reason. Fired up for Hugh. We all make mistakes. That is true. Let's go. Questionable call. Patrick S. asked when the press conference will be. It's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow for sure. Cassidy DP jumps in as well. Cassidy DP and his wife, we're just going to call her A. We're just going to call her A. A. Cassidy DP and Mrs. Cassidy DP says, now that we have an inside man, wait, what? Stoltze needs to ask Freeze about his favorite guy from Wu-Tang in his opening presser. The answer is Old Dirty Bastard. I promise you that's the only answer that's correct. Because Got My Money is the best song by anybody from Wu-Tang Clan. Got My Money, ODB with Keyless, is the best song from anybody from Wu-Tang Clan, period. Baby, give me my money. If you want to be less bummy, baby, you should give me my money. Yeah. And by the way, I would say that cash rules everything around me. Hornamania's in the house. What's up, bro? What a stud that guy is. He is kin to one of our great posters, but he's also a great poster in his own right. He says, any chance we hire an offensive coordinator from a bank? Cleveland Brown says, what does AA think of the Freeze hire? I don't know if she cares now. If she cares very much. Questionable call. She's just glad it's over. A questionable call says, JJ meant to say I've been married a week now. The bunk has seen my bride. Wait, we haven't seen it here on the show, though. Wow. Well, a questionable call. I would love to give you some feedback on that, but I don't know. First of all, I'm 50 years old, so I don't know. What do I know? I'm a big fan of my wife, so she's She's my all-time favorite. And those of you who have met my wife, who have met administrative assistant, you probably kind of get where I'm coming from on that. She's very assertive. Very much a type A girl, and I love her. She's incredible. I'm so glad that I'm not trying to get religious on anybody, but I'm glad that God brought me to her because I would be hating life if I wasn't with her. Period. I'm just telling you. Let's get that Stoltze on the horn. It's time. It is absolutely time to get Stoltze on the horn. You know, Stoltze is friends with Freeze, so I got to be careful here, but.
Hello.
Stoltze!
What's up?
I've been drinking a little bit, Stoltze.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been drinking this Blue Note Crossroads bourbon. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. I took a shot of Rumplemints.
Wait, which one?
Rumplemints.
What the fuck is that?
It's like licorice. I don't know. It's like peppermint. Peppermint schnapps.
Licorice?
It's peppermint schnapps.
Okay, word. That's cool.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Just kind of tell me your thoughts about what's been just kind of what's going on today. Like hiring Hugh, the blowback, and then the people that are really fired up about him. What do you think about him as a coach?
I think he's a great coach. I think he's won wherever he's been. I think he cares about his players and coaches on his staff and his support staff. I think he is the right fit for Auburn right now. I think he cares about coming here and redeeming himself in the SEC, and I think he's just the perfect hire right now. And I know a lot of people are going to say, "Hey, Brian, I know you're biased and stuff like that." Yeah, I am, but I would say that even if I wasn't friends with him, and he's served his penance at Liberty. He served his penance by being unemployed. I think we're taking a chance on him, which is fine because we took a chance on Bruce. Not comparing the two, obviously, but we've taken chances on a lot of coaches, and I think he deserves it. And he's going to come in and work his ass off and hire the right people and get these recruits in and transfer portals in. And I think he's going to kick some ass next year.
Hey, there's some people that got some questions about what you're drinking. So you're drinking
Peppermint
Rumplemints?
schnapps. Yeah.
What? So it's 100 proof, is what Leanne was saying. 100 proof?
Is it? I don't know. It's pretty strong.
Are you messed up or?
No. I just took one shot.
Oh, that's not bad. I've had like 6.
Oh.
Listen, the people that want to kind of rag on Hugh, like what would be the statement that you would say to people that would say that Hugh's, morally not there?
My statement would be that I was right there with them just back in 2016 and 17. I thought he was a fraud. I thought he was a hypocrite. Then I got a chance, just by chance to get to know him, play golf with him, got to know the real Hugh. I found him genuine, charming, self-deprecating. He's a man who lives up to his word, even though, he is a guy that, has admitted his sins and admitted his wrongdoings and things like that. And just give him a chance. I mean, give him a chance to come in, get to know him. And once you sit down with him, I mean, most people won't have a chance to sit down with him. I know that. But just get to know the guy. Get to know how he loves his players, loves his coaches, loves the people around him, loves his family. His family's forgiven him. They are so nice to me. And just get to know the guy, not the guy that you think you know, but the guy that is really him. And that is what I learned from getting to know him. Is because, I was skeptical as everyone was. I went down. I thought maybe he's using me for a feature when I was working for the Atlanta AJC and SEC Country. Then, like a week later, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, how's everything going? Blah blah blah. Oh, it was great meeting you." And then we got to play golf like a week later, and again, and just the guy's a good guy. That's all I got to say is I wouldn't be friends. I'm one of the most pessimistic, skeptical guys maybe about people that you met. and I love Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but every time we see each other, every time we talk each other, we tell each other we love each other.
All right.
So it just give the guy a chance. He deserves a second chance, and I don't know what else to say to people. People are going to have their opinions. People are going to have their outside opinions about who he is. I certainly did one time, but it's not the guy you think he is, and we're lucky to have him at Auburn.
Wait, so you were talking shit about him basically in the beginning? Is that what was going on?
I was. I said I called him a fraud. I called him a hypocrite, and that's how we started our conversation. Was he? Ironically enough, he sent me a direct message on Twitter saying, "I would love to get to know you and talk if you get a chance." This is after he got fired. This is when he had nothing to prove, nothing to win, and we started talking. We talked for a good 6 months before I went down to Oxford and played golf with him. And I learned we had phone conversations. We, like Cadillac says, poured into each other. We argued about religion. We argued about everything. And we found that, we were basically the same person. I mean, just, people who disagree don't have to, not get along. I mean, we disagree on a lot of stuff. But at the same time, when we're together, we're best friends. I mean, not best friends, but we're really good friends. And I hope people give him a chance and that, they see him for who he is, which is a good guy, a guy that made mistakes.
Yeah.
And has served his penance and made up for it, and now is the head coach at Auburn.
Well, we've all made mistakes, Stoltzy. I'm just going to say that, bro. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I have, for sure. Big mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I told him during our first phone conversation, I've made probably bigger mistakes than you have. So just mine wasn't in the public spotlight. And that's what you get for being a head coach. And, when one of the lines he told me when I was writing my feature was, I want to rewrite my story in the SEC. I want to rewrite it. So I think he's getting his chance. When I was back in 2017, 18, when this was happening, he never thought he'd coach again. So, I'm not going to apologize for being friends with him, but I will be to our readers and our beautiful subscribers. I will be objective. I will call them out for when things are going wrong. And this is a relationship where we're just going to have to work on that with me and him, and just trying to figure out the good balance. And I think we respect each other enough to do that. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, Cassidy P actually asked a question. He said, "How do you cover a guy with whom you've been pretty good friends? I mean, you and Hugh have had you've been together a lot. You hung out with him 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put that away to kind of do things from a journalistic perspective, right?
I think he respects me. I respect him, and his family respects me. And I'm not going to write anything personal that's going to hurt him. If he loses the game, I think he's screwed up. Of course, I'm going to write about it. He might yell at me or might get an argument about it, but at the same time, we're still going to be good friends. I mean, this is a job I have to do, and he understands that, and I understand it. So, it's something we have to work on. I think it might be a little bit of a progress if something happens early, which would be really funny. But at the same time, we like I said, we love each other, and we'll get through it because this is my job. I love what I do. I love covering Auburn football, and especially for AuburnSports.com.
Yeah, of course.
He understands that. So we're going to get by it.
We appreciate you being here. We love you having you here, Stoltzy. I mean, we
absolutely.
We hired you because we love you, and we think you're great. So
absolutely.
It just so happened that a friend of yours got hired as head coach.
It's kind of ironic, but like I said, I'm excited about him getting a second chance in the SEC. I'm excited about him being at Auburn. He loves it here. He's going to do whatever it takes to make this program great. And I couldn't be more proud of him.
Word.
Yeah.
Stoltz, you doing good otherwise? Aside from
I'm
drinking
doing
that
great.
peppermint schnapps? God bless,
Yeah.
man.
It was delicious, though.
Are you going to drink more tonight?
I might have a bourbon or two.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do too much.
All right.
I'm not gonna, maybe a couple.
I want to be there for the press conference tomorrow when you ask him your first question as a reporter. That's going to be fun.
Well, I want to introduce myself first because we're told to introduce ourselves. So I might have to remind him of my name and my affiliation. And
Yes.
yeah, that'll be important. And then that's reporter Brian, non-reporter Brian. Probably give him a hug.
You give him hell, man?
I'll give him hell. We always do on the golf course, so I mean, it'll be no different.
That's what I'm talking about. And look, man, he's got the skills, Stoltz, where I think he's going to work at Auburn. He's a good politicker. He's great talking to everybody, like fans, reporters,
Yeah,
the recruits. I think he can talk to people, and that's what I like about him the most.
exactly. He's going to win a lot of people over by his diplomacy, his people skills, his friendship, his just outward. Like, you're not going to see him at Hamilton's or Acre or anything like that. You might see like maybe him with his daughters, but he's not like a going out to eat person. But you'll see him around, unlike a previous coach. And if you introduce yourself, he's going to say hello. He's going to get to know your name, stuff like that. And I've seen it happen before, right in front of me. I mean, he loves people who support his team. He loves his players. He loves the fan support. He loves all. I mean, I know he loves Auburn because he's, wanted this job for quite a while, and I'm just so excited for him, man. I go between being angry at him for taking this job and making my life a little bit more difficult, and then being an emotional wreck because I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal for him. I mean, he's been trying to get back here for a while now, right?
Yeah, yes. Since he got fired in, 2017?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a big thing for him. It's a big thing for his family. And, it's amazing. So it's been a wild day, my friend.
Stoltz, we love you. We appreciate you. We're glad to have you here on our team at auburnsports.com.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
all right, bro.
All right, man.
We'll see you, man.
See ya.
Bye. There he is, Stoltz. What an absolute legend that guy is. We're glad to have him here. Again, he's been here, a year and a half, and had no idea. Had no idea. I just thought he was a good reporter. I loved his creativity and the things he could he came up with interesting ways to kind of couch different things, and I like that about him. David says, carrying water for the guy who covered up a sexual assault at Baylor. Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about somebody else. Okay. Because he wasn't, I don't know as though he did that. Cassidy P says, Stoltz asked about Wu-Tang, bro. That is definitely the answer. Look, Cassidy P, if you're talking about anybody from Wu-Tang Clan, it's definitely ODP. Thinking about giving me my money. I mean, period. I don't even know why this is even being fussed about. I don't know. CDF jumps in with a super chat. Second super chat of the day for CDF. What a stud this guy is. How about Harson's podcast? What? Was it Hanging with Hars? Is that what it is? David says, no comment at all on the Liberty issues? ? Not surprised. What do you mean not surprised? What does that even mean? AU Taxman says, hey, talking to me, I guess, JG, you're not allowed to be friends with someone you disagree with. Yeah, I definitely never do that in my personal life. Okay, maybe I do. I disagree with Neil on some stuff, and I still love him. He said some stuff in the last month that was pretty critical of me, honestly. But I still love him. I don't care. I mean, we don't agree on everything. We don't have to agree on everything, I mean, it's not a big deal. Not worried about that. I mean, I don't have to worry about everybody. Canoeman jumps in with a super chat and says, Harsin to Liberty, a perfect fit on a certain level. That would be awesome if he actually bounced over to Liberty. That would be incredible. That would be absolutely perfect. I mean, I don't know if he would work over there, but whatever. Okay, so wait, T-Roy Tiger. Wait, man. He says Rumpelmintz never change. Stoltzy never change. I don't even know what that was, bro. Like for real. You know. Oh my God, we got B-Man in the chat. We got B-Man in the chat, guys. We have royalty in the chat. Sir Brian Matthews. We're gonna get you on the horn, B-Matt. I cannot wait to have B-Matt over here at the house again. He hadn't been here in a minute, but we're glad to have him. We're going to have their auburnsports.com showdown here. I'm going to call B-Matt right now. We'll see what happens. After we had Stoltzy, we'll now have B-Matt. That's what I'm talking about.
What's up? Hold on. I gotta mute you on my computer so I can hear you on my phone.
Yeah, you better do that, bro.
Yeah, we don't want that feedback coming in.
Are you Gucci?
I am. I don't have any reason to say the F word or the GD word or to go off on this chat right now.
We just had Stoltzy
I know
on.
everybody's very disappointed by that. I'm sorry. What?
We just had Stoltzy on, and
did he cry and
No, he just said he likes you a lot, which we know.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, we all love Stoltz. He's a very good-hearted person.
He is. I know some people message me sometimes and go, Stoltzy can't be that guy. I said, no, he really is. He's a really good-hearted guy.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. Look,
what do you think about this hire, bro?
Okay, from a football standpoint, I think it's a great effing hire. I did say the F word, kind of. I really do. I felt this way all along. And I'm just saying, I'm not talking about the other stuff yet. But from a football standpoint, he checks every fucking box Auburn needs. He will go out there and recruit top talent. He got 5 stars to Ole Miss. I don't care how he did it. I don't give a shit, okay? He did it. He wasn't doing anything anybody else wasn't doing. He just got caught. And now he can do it above board with NIL, all right? He can coach and develop quarterbacks and coach up an offense. All right? Auburn's going to have an offense that throws the ball over the place and has good quarterbacks and does a lot of great things. Auburn hasn't had that in a long freaking time, right?
Yeah, damn right.
I mean, he's a good play caller. He can put together an offense. He can put together a staff. I think we should be excited about this. And on the other side of the ball, we've said it all along, but Auburn is going to have a big budget for him to go out there and hire who wants it at the coordinator. So we'll see who that is.
Yeah, $6.5 million per year. He's got money to do some different stuff, right?
Yeah. And you subtract that from the $10 million Auburn might have paid Lane Kiffin. That's some extra money they can spend if they need to, right? So Barry Odom, I think that's the guy you might have mentioned earlier. I think that'd be a great hire, and somebody like him, right? An experienced guy, a guy you can trust, a guy you can leave to coach that side of the ball and take care of everything you need, just sort of like Kevin Steele did when he was here with Gus.
Kevin Steele, wait, what?
Yeah. I'm not saying he would be a candidate again, but I'm just saying like that. And then I just feel like once, for the people who are not upset about the other issues, which we can go into, but I think just from an ability to speak and to relate, he has that in him, right? He is going to go and talk to groups and talk to people, and you're going to feel connected to them if you don't hate them for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
I just think he has that personality, that charisma that maybe Auburn hasn't had in a head. Well, I mean, Cadillac had it obviously, but Auburn hasn't had it in a full-time head coach since I guess Tuberville. Tuberville certainly had that in him. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think, so people want to say he's Gus 2.0, but to me, he's Tuberville 2.0. Like, that's kind of what I see.
Yeah, I can see that. The only thing I'll say that difference is, we talked about Tuberville being defensive coordinator, but I never thought he was a great football mind, right? And I do think that Freeze is a great football mind on the offensive side of the ball. And maybe I'm wrong there, but that's the sort of impression I get from him, that he really is good on that side of the ball.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to keep Caddy, apparently.
Yep.
That's a go. Anybody else he's keeping?
Big. Man, I think he needs to look hard at keeping Zach Etheridge. Would not be surprised to see that happen. I think Zach is one of the coaches on the staff that has performed really well in all facets of his job of recruiting and retention and coaching guys up. I think the secretaries performed well all year and got better as the year went on. And I think that's a room that returns, other than running back, probably the strongest position on the team. Every other position on this team needs help going into next year. Recruiting, high school, portaling, they need help. You don't have to necessarily say that about running back and about defensive back. They just need the normal guys to keep adding to those rooms. So, Zach Etheridge would be a guy I would definitely want to retain if I'm Hugh Freeze.
Yeah. I like him. Zach does good work. God. So, recruiting-wise, do you think they're going to be able to get into some dudes right away that maybe they couldn't have reached before? Guys like Reuben Bain, maybe Quay Roostall and Jane Smith from Montgomery. Are there going to be some guys you think they kind of jump up in the recruiting rankings because of the cachet he brings?
I do. I've heard people trying to say the negative thing about, all this stuff is going to negatively hurt him. No, I'm sorry. I've been through this for 2 decades now. I know how this works. Guys like you have the ability to walk into a house or get on the phone or video chat or whatever and connect to kids and parents. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He is going to go out there, and thankfully he has a staff that's worked really hard over the last month to keep Auburn in contention with guys and to maybe set up some big flips or some big gets like Reuben Bain, or maybe those 2 kids in Montgomery. We'll see how that goes. And then now he's got an NIL package, a war chest, so to speak, ready to get behind him. And he's a guy I think is going to accept all that and use it to Auburn's benefit, right? He's not going to need to be convinced, right, to use everything in Auburn's power to get these kids. So, yes, I think he's going to absolutely hit the ground running. I think one of the most important things about him is he understands you have to have talent to compete with Alabama and Georgia, and he's going to go out there and get it and win some of these big recruiting battles that Auburn needs to win. That is the most important thing this program has needed since 2010.
Cassidy P says, B-Matt, enjoy the ESPN radio segment. Thanks and well done. Were you on ESPN radio?
Yeah, well, ESPN The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck. I did that every Monday from 4 to 6. So I was there, and then at 6:20 something, I had a Northern Alabama, I think, station that I was on too. So yeah.
Dude, we love Bill. Yep. Dan Peck is a fucking stud. We love Bill too, man. Those guys are legends for real.
Yeah, I mean, Bill is an institution, right? I listened to him and Jim Fife when they did a show back when I was a student.
Damn.
And I'm an old dude, man.
Were you on the Bunker before you were Brian Matthews?
There's rumors of that, yes. Back in the late 90s, yes, there are rumors of that.
Oh, wow.
And, of course, Dan's been around for a long time now, and they both do a great job. I love going on their show once a week and helping those guys out.
Yeah, awesome. B-Matt, you're an absolute stud. I got a little something special for you when you come over to the party on Saturday. Because we got a lot of people there's so many people want to come to the party to hang out with you and Stoltz.
That's great. Hey, let me tell you something. I may be fun now, but you get a couple of drinks in me, buddy, I'm crazy.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
All right, man. Appreciate you. I'll probably see you tomorrow one way or another.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be crazy because we have a press conference. We're going to try to do the rundown. We got to watch the USA versus Iran. I mean, that's going to be huge.
That's what I'm talking about.
Huge.
Edge. All right, bro.
All right, peace out.
See you, man. There he is, Brian Matthews. We got the AuburnSports.com staff I guess, party or dinner or whatever this weekend, and he's going to be here. Obviously, we're sending largely due to Super Chats, we are going to send a bus over to Auburn to pick those guys up individually. B-Matt, Stoltze, obviously Caleb, and then our intern Henry. Pick them up, bring them here to the AuburnSports.com headquarters here in Montgomery, and then send them back. Because we know that they're not going to be sober when they leave my house. So we appreciate you guys for that, making that possible. MW Duncan 09, this guy, unbelievable. This is Warren and Eagle. Global warming is non-existent as of today. Freeze, 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 freeze. Unbelievable. Warrior GSU said, hold on, I got to get back to this, man. That was really funny. Farm Data jumped. Whoa, I got the hiccups now. Hold on. Let me think about this for a minute. I know how to get rid of hiccups if I have to. So hiccups have been explained to me as a spasm of the diaphragm. So if you kind of work your diaphragm a little bit, kind of bring that bad boy up, like you can kind of get rid of that pretty quick. I know that. Farm Dad jumping in again says, forgot to pay my Colt dues last month at Neil. What? First of all, I love you, bro. Thank you, Farm Data, for everything you do for the site, like for the brain drain and all that. Was Neil in here earlier? Was Neil in here? Was Neil like giving us hell? I was kind of keeping an eye out, but I didn't see that happened. Sometimes it's kind of hard for me. We have so much activity in the chat right now. It's hard for me to kind of see exactly what's going on, bro. Farm Data, we love you, bro. For real. Burner51 jumps in as well. Says, you think Hugh rolls with RA? Or do you think he hits the... Oh, yeah, Robbie Ashford. Do you think he hits the quarterback portal? I'm hoping RA because he has his Auburn heart, brother. Yeah. No, man. Shaker Jack says, sipping bourbon, watching the GOAT. I don't know who you're watching. You watching LeBron play, bro? You watching LeBron play? I don't know. We're glad to have B-Matt in here, though, bro. We love B-Matt. B-Matt is such an incredible wingman to have here at AuburnSports.com. The guy has been covering Auburn for 21 years. And what I love most about B-Matt, I mean, there's so many things I love about B-Matt. First of all, as I mentioned about Gus earlier, he married well. I'm a huge fan of Yvonne. And I feel like a quality individual is going to marry a quality girl, and she is better than quality. She's gorgeous. She's fun. She's very bright. She's also a great mom. Like, I don't know what more you want. I'm a really big fan of Yvonne's hair, by the way. I hope I didn't say that out loud, but I am. He's an employee of mine, but I'm a big fan. He did real good, by the way. And then we're gonna have other. Let's just go through all of our employees, by the way. Stoltze, I don't know what to say about it. The guy's a stud. He loves the bunker. He is so stoked to be here. And what I love about Stoltze is he's got he's creative. He comes up with different ways to kind of say things, and I love that about him. And I'm telling you guys, like, no shit. Like, I've been here 10 years, and we have some great people work here. B-Matt's been with me, 9 of those 10 years? So you guys know how I feel about B-Matt. Like, B-Matt says, Yvonne says hi. Hey, man, I'm not trying to go too far here, but, I mean, I'm a big fan. I mean, and I feel weird with B-Matt being in the chat, but I mean, I'm going to say this. So B-Matt got cut by 24/7, which was baffling to me. I do not understand this. And I mean, like, it's just sitting there in front of me, and I'm like, I need a team writer. And like B-Matt pops in front of me, and I'm like, yeah, like, Not even the first half second of like, I got you, bro. No problem. I don't even know what Ronnie was thinking. I think Ronnie Sanders, hopefully when this is all over and like I'm done and B-Matt's done and Ronnie's done, we can talk about this, but I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Like, B-Matt, to me, is like the perfect fucking beat writer. Like, literally, the embodiment of what you want as a beat guy. Like, he is the one. I'm so stoked to have him here at auburnsports.com. And I got something special for him when he comes over here to my house. But, unbelievable. I'm so stoked to have him here as part of the team. And B-Matt is like everything you're looking for. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to get fucking tore up again. I don't know what. I get emotional. I don't know what to tell you. Kanuman jumps in again. His sixth super chat of the night says, volunteer to be the bouncer if Neil shows up at the AuburnSports.com showdown we're going to have here Saturday. Of course, B-Matt's going to be the first stop on the bus tour. We love B-Matt. B-Matt is a cherished member of the community for sure. Alpha Tiger says, can we get some pics of Yvonne? Whoa, what, bro? What? What are you talking about? Where do you get pictures of her? Come on now. 148 is he in the chat? Guy Fork says, call 148. We got 148 here. He says, fist, brain, water, and then freeze. MWD says, I can tell you what Ronnie was thinking. Pay money to hire people away from competitors, take their subscribers, and then stop paying the money. I'm here to tell you right now that Brian Matthews, there are so many people here that are subscribers because of Brian Matthews. Because I'm a volatile, bothersome individual that some people love and some people hate. And I always go, because people will send me a direct message, go, JG, I hate you, bro. And I go, yeah, well, I'm glad we have B-Matt here, because if we didn't, then you wouldn't be here at all. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I was like, I get it, man. It's cool. All right, here's what needs to happen, guys. Your boy JG. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get back into this. Give me about 30 seconds. I'll be right back. I got you, bro. We Real Deal says puke and rally. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Bo is great. Says sometimes you just gotta pee. Yeah, I mean, like for real, man. I could sit here like it's pee in a bottle, but I don't want to do that. You got a super chat. Canoeman with a 6th super chat of the night says make a horrid call of trusting a. Trusting a fart. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Chip says, I got to take a dump, but I'm here till it stops. Even cooked dinner on the Blackstone while listening. Wow. Unbelievable, man. On the Blackstone? My God. I cannot wait to go to your pad, which you have not invited me, but if I could, and be taking whatever you got on the Blackstone into my mouth. I would love that. Oh, wow. Sheesh. Okay, what do we want to do here? What do we need now? We need J-Head, don't we? Let me see what J-Head said. Oh, yeah. I had one of my guys, one of my friends that I've known for a while, says he's thinking that Hugh Freeze will go after Odom, the defensive coordinator at Arkansas, which we talked about a bunch. And then Jacob Peeler, who is apparently the wideouts coach at Missouri. Yeah, Jacob Peeler. I don't know shit about that guy. I'm not joking about it. Let's see. BMAT just tweeted, Auburn will introduce Hugh Freeze at a press conference tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the Waltzes Football Performance Center. 10 a.m., guys. So there you go. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. And is it going to be the first of the month? No, it's going to be the 29th. We're a few days off. I love playing the first of the month on the first of the month. Let's see. Last American says, is it possible for us to go into detail on what Hugh Freeze has actually done before he got this job? Everything, all data in detail, but please, if you have it. I know it's kind of a troll question, but I want to kind of, is it possible for us to go into detail on what Hugh Freeze has done exactly before he got this job? Everything, all data in detail, please, if you have it. Interesting. So he was a good coach at Ole Miss in the SEC, beat Alabama. Some people got fired up about that. And then he got in trouble, and then he went to Liberty, and he got them ranked. The Liberty Flames, he got them ranked. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know. I think so. Oh, I want to see what J-Head said. Oh, I know we all love J-Head. I love J-Head, too. I always check with J-Head to see what he's doing. He was kind of looking for a time window. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's going to answer me. J-Head always answers me pretty quick. So let's see what's going on here, man. I got like 15 texts right here that I haven't seen this. Okay, so Hugh is now in Auburn. This is as of 15 minutes ago. So Hugh... Someone had asked me earlier, like, has he been here talking to players and coaches and shit? No, the answer is he hasn't, but he will be soon. So it's 7:46 Central. Oh shit, I missed that one. He landed at 7:30, so he's probably not even over to the complex yet. But you know. It's all good. Yeah. I wasn't trying to, like, body. Let's see. Spread Attack U18 says, how long has the rain been on? 2 hours and 30 minutes now, bro. I had a very strange day. Now that we're this deep into the show, I don't mind telling you guys. I was literally, so my mom, I'm going to take 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. My mom's been sick. She's been in a rehab hospital, occupational therapy. I'm not talking about drugs, but I mean like occupational therapy, like, you know what I'm talking about, old people. And we had to get her into a nursing home. Today was the day. I was not given many options. And Oh my gosh. Small Victory says Jay Head is on Auburn Live. Is he with Jay Lee? Well, if he's on with Jay Lee, that's cool, man. That's cool though. You know how you guys know how I feel about Jay Lee now. Jay Lee's a fucking stud. I love that guy. So whatever he's doing, I'm good with. Me and Jay Lee kind of share Jay Head in a way, if you want to call it that. I mean, he posts on our board, he posts on their board. We love him. And you guys know how I feel about Jay Lee. Jay Lee's like a brother to me. I don't have a brother. It was just me and my sister. My sister's dead now. So it's just me and Jay Lee, really. It's just me and Jay Lee, really. And he's a stud, but we kind of share Jay Head. He's great. Decatur Tiger wants to know if we can call Coach Hunter. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, whoa, hold on, man. All right, so I mentioned this earlier. Coach Gus said some nice things about Hugh, and Hugh answered. He said, "You're a dear friend. Thank you so much. I'll take your visors, but pass on the sweater vests. LOL." That's what I'm talking about right there. Sweater vests are for nerds. Yeah, I'm looking at my Twitter mentions. They're not good. People are generally bitching about Hugh in general. Let me see what else we got here. Ooh, that's an interesting comment right there. Man, I get people that text me all the time, and some of them are super legit, and some of them aren't. My phone gets blowed up. Oh yeah, give me 15 seconds on this. Like no shit. Hey, give me 15 seconds. You guys ready for 15 seconds? 15 seconds? My mom, I had to take her personally. I was with her, I should say, when she moved from the rehab hospital to the nursing home today. And I knew this was going to happen on Monday, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, damn. So I'm like literally loading her into the method that she'll use to get to the nursing home. And that's when the phone call came. And it said, "Hey, JG, they're going to hire Freeze." And I was like, no, right now? Like, no shit. I was like, all right. So I sent a text to B-Matt. Stoltz already knew, but I sent a text to B-Matt and Caleb and Henry. And I'm like, all right, we already had a plan, execute plan. The Eagle has landed, et cetera, et cetera. And I wasn't even really involved in that. So Brian Matthews, Brian Stoltz, Henry, Caleb, they did incredible work on that for sure. So, yeah. I mean, AuburnSports.com, you guys are kind of expecting things, to be at a high level. And then we already planned that. We had a story ready. We had subsequent stories ready because we knew what would be going on. So we were ready. Call Me Biscuit says, JG, sorry about your mom. You must be exhausted today. I'm not. I'm not exhausted in the sense that I'm just fired up to be here, bro. Like, I love it. I love this job. I love being here at AuburnSports.com, and I love being the Commodore. I love that. Shane H., his 5th Super Chat of the day. This is your Monday reminder that Carol Tate is swag. Carol Tate, of course, my mom. She needs more prayers, honestly. But I appreciate you guys praying for her. She is definitely taking a step forward in the last 5 days or so. So I think you got. Ooh, let's see what Hunter says. Interesting. Let's see. Hunter needs a few more minutes before he's ready to go. B. Matt mentioned in the chat that the press conference tomorrow for Hugh Freeze is 10 a.m. in the Waltz's Football Performance Center, which is a great place. Gas DP jumping in again with a super chat. Is this guy incredible? He says, thanks for the coverage, JGT. Dinner and kiddo duties call. Peace till next time. What a legend that guy is. Thank you so much, bro. You and your wife are, as far as I'm concerned, superstars. But there's no doubt about it. Jason M jumps in with a super chat, says, hydrate, JGT, hydrate. Take care of yourself. Love all that you do. Yeah, I can do that, bro. Let me go ahead and hit that. Someone mentioned that Chance the Yapper likes to drink Trulies, and it was kind of like in a mean way, and it was like, well, the Ole Miss mod likes to drink Trulies, JGT pounds bourbon, which is true, right? So, yeah. I'm not trying to, like, brag on him, but, Chance the Yapper. Yeah, it's true. Jason M, I appreciate you, bro. Fat Crack says the Commodore is getting tanked. Slow down, sir, and hydrate. Ward M Eagle. That's 2 in a row, bro. Yeah, you're probably right, bro. Also, Burner51 saying he's still praying for my mom. Thank you. She needs it. We need strength. You know what I need more than anything? Let me rephrase that. What she needs more than anything is mental strength. Mental strength. Like the desire to, like, come in here and, like, you could get something done. Like, she's kind of like, I feel like my mom's almost already resigned to bad things happening. Like, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need strength, like, to say, yes, I can do it. I can do it. I can get through this. I can fight through this. That's all I'm asking for. Daniel P says, Mama Tate is the GOAT. Hey, man, I'm not here if it's not for her, bro. I mean, I'm not. Let's see. Ryan B wants to know, well, now that we have a head football coach, are we going to go to a bowl game? It's still to be determined. Auburn, I think, is in the 3rd spot among 5-win teams, I think. And if so, what might the coaches and the team try to accomplish between now and then? Well, shit, man. If you got like 7 or 8 more practices, you're good. Period. That would be huge to kind of get up with the coaches and the players and kind of get to know them. That would be huge. Wait, Spread Attack says, hold on. I got some more super chats, bro. Hornage just jumps in and says, B-Matt dropped his... Whoa, what was that? B-Matt dropped his Freeze article the exact minute it said it would go public. Wait, what? Hornacious, I love you, bro. Let's see. Ben, guys, I've been telling you guys about... Wait, I gotta fix this, man. We got this straightened out. I can get this done. I know how to do this. All right, we got it straight. Ben says Ole Miss junk in honor of Hugh. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but on the in the bunker, if you're looking at Ben, he's the guy you want to keep an eye on. Ryan B says, whoa, we just dropped 10 from Ryan B. What a stud this guy is. No message needed. No message received. No message needed. We love you, bro. Thank you for that. Cleveland Brown jumps in, says, what's more likely to happen first, AU winning a natty or the state of Alabama legalizing the lottery? That's because Jesus doesn't like a lottery. Period. I don't know what to tell you. It's in the Bible. But it's cool, man. BP4AU says, LOL, JG drunk AF. You're probably not that far off, honestly. And Ryan B says, "Hola, Senor Tate. If we go to a bowl game, what Miami we expect as a team to accomplish between now and then?" That would be huge, man. So if they're able to practice and get the 8 practices in, dude, that's huge. You're able to kind of, it's honestly more from an assessment perspective. You can watch players practice, and then you can kind of, I don't know, this guy can help us, this guy can't. Make better decisions about the transfer portal. Oh, I got good news. I got really good news. Oh, Carter B says, Mama Tate has to be a badass. You got it, dude. Prayers up and a special request for that mental strength. Been there with my family before. Know the feeling, brother. At least we could do for you. Shit, man. I'm going to get fucking upset about it, man. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, if it weren't for the prayers right now, I would be very concerned about my mom right now. She's in a good place. She's got people looking out for her. We love her. I'm very fortunate. She's in a good place with people who know what to do and have skilled nursing. I keep telling my mom, I don't have the skilled nursing ability to help you. So let's put you in a place where, like, you need to be with people who know what they're doing. And she goes, yeah, okay. I was like, thank you. God bless. Those of you who are younger, you have not been there. Your parents are in great shape. Like me, maybe you're 20 years old, maybe you're 25 years old. I'm like your parents' age. I'm good, but like when I'm 78 or 80 or 90 or whatever, I'm not going to be great. And so, yeah, whatever. All right, here's what we're going to do. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to Hunter. We love Hunter. And then we're going to wrap it up. I mean, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So, we love Hunter. Hunter's an absolute stud. You guys know who I'm talking about. Hunter 48 on the bunker. He is himself a former linebacker at Troy State. His dad is a Hall of Fame coach. He is himself, in my opinion, a Hall of Fame coach. He's a defensive coordinator. I don't know what else can be said. This guy's an absolute stud, period. Eddie Robinson, sell live forever.
Money.
Hey, what's up, Hunter?
Hey, man. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, right?
Hey, man, I've been drinking a little bit. Hunter, I'm going to be honest with you, bro.
Hey, feel it. It's appropriate timing, man.
Well, I mean, it's one of those days, man. That's the kind of thing.
You got to find your closure somehow, baby. You got to find your closure.
What do you think about Hugh Freeze, man? I know he's not a defensive guy, but what do you think about him as a coach?
Cautiously optimistic. Is that a good way to say it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, of course it is.
Optimistic. I think historically he's done a really good job outside of that last season at Ole Miss of maximizing the personnel that he has, and he's done it with different style quarterbacks. That's a positive thing. You know, we always talk about that KYP rule. I think he's really good at that. I think he takes what he has and tailors systems around it instead of trying to force square pegs into round holes. You know, I think that's a positive thing.
Well, that's better than Gus then, because Gus did that.
Yeah, and him and Gus have a ton of similarities scheme-wise. They really still do. I just think that Freeze is, when you watch tape, and I've actually got a little insight on Liberty's highest-rated recruit in this cycle, and I think he may be their highest-rated recruit commitment ever, is a kid that plays defensive tackle for me right now.
Fuck yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Which now he decommitted today, obviously, but with that news. But so I've kind of had a little insight into the Liberty program because of that this year, and been really impressed by what they do, how organized they are, the way they communicate, the way that they've sold recruits on long-term plans for them, and really do their homework on guys. So I think they'll be thorough and diligent in that kind of preparation. But watching them scheme-wise, you see the good things that you saw from Gus in terms of they'll attack you with tempo, they'll attack you with formations, they'll attack you with personnel. not as many gimmick plays, but they'll tailor the system to fit the quarterback that they have, which I think is a really good thing. You know, now obviously I think that quarterback room is, shit, man, like it's as thin as Bruce Willis's damn hairline, bro. But they've got to get another body or two in there that can compete, that can really, really compete. You know, I think Ashford's got some clay to be molded, but I still think he's a year or two away from being an SEC quarterback that can win you a lot of games.
Yeah.
In a Freeze system.
I know it's kind of he was like messaging Hugh earlier to say, "Hey, ready to get some work done," but I was like, "I don't know, bro. I don't know."
I mean, he's probably a better athlete overall than Malik Willis was.
Yeah,
certainly doesn't have the time at quarterback that Willis had. You know, come out of high school and played his entire career. So you know, he might be a guy that he can do something with. At least be interesting to watch in that regard. You know, as far as character, name brand, any of that, again, being cautiously optimistic. I don't personally know the guy. I'm not going to judge any human being that I don't know. You know, I hope that he does a really good job of being authentic and selling himself to Auburn and to the people, to the kids that he's, you know, going to bring in to Auburn. And I think authenticity is going to have to be something that he practices, not just preaches, and that is demonstrative and evident in everything that he does for this to go well.
Yeah. Do you like this hire in a general sense?
I think they could have done a lot worse, for sure, and I think that there's a lot of potential there. SEC experience, has won at 3 different places at 3 different levels. You know, a good X's and O's guy, and there's still a lot of money on the table to put a good staff around him, and he's well connected. So, potential to be a really good hire.
So you're saying offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator got to make some good hires right there, big time guys, right?
You do. You got to get which you know he was kind of like Kiffin in that he's really his own offensive catalyst. So you got to get a recruit. You got to get a name brand right there. You got to get a guy that's going to, you know, make kids want to get in line to play in that system. Defensively, you got to get a dude. Now, if you're a tempo offensive coordinator, you better have a dude over there. You better have a guy that can sack up in a lot of bad situations, that can scheme up a whole lot of different possessions throughout a game. And so they're going to have to make a really good hire on that end.
You think is Barry Odom good enough?
I like Barry Odom. I think he's lost a lot of guys to injury, and they didn't do a really good job in the portal outside of the big white linebacker from Alabama that they signed this year. And I think his personnel wasn't very good this time around. I think his body of work last year at Arkansas was tremendous.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of him, you know, at Mizzou. I think he's a really solid potential candidate.
I think it's gonna be the first hire, bro.
Well, I mean, you won't get complaints on that one on my end.
Damn.
So, you know,
Hey,
I have
yeah, go ahead.
some of the other names that I was hoping to hear.
I know you were. I know.
Table.
I know. He was my number 2 guy. I mean, I think he understands Auburn. You know, he put his daughter here. He kind of gets like what's going on here. So he might be really good here. I don't know.
So we all hope he's going to be.
Well, Hunter, you're an absolute stud. You could whoop everybody's ass here if you wanted to, but I know you don't because you're a nice person. But if you wanted to, you could.
I hope my temperament's one of my stronger suits at
No,
this
it
point
is.
in life because
It
it was not back in the day. But, you know.
But now you're a good guy now, so you wouldn't kick my ass and everybody else's ass. So that's what I love about you, bro.
Hey, brother, praying for you and your mom every day, man.
Hey, Troy Trojans.
Hope you continue to hear good news on that.
Troy Trojans playing for the fucking championship this weekend, bro.
Yes, they are, baby. Yes, they are. And I will be on the sideline.
Are you serious?
That thing's at the vet. I got 3 Mustangs on the field in that thing. You better believe it.
Hey, man, as a South Alabama fan, I'm just saying tip of the hat to y'all, man. You won at South Alabama. That was tough. And 10-3 was that score. And you deserve it. You deserve it.
That might be the best defensive performance I've seen in college football this year.
I mean, Carlton Marcial is an absolute stud, man, period.
But South's been hanging 40-plus on everybody.
Except Troy. Except
And to go
Troy.
down there and hold them to 3 at home, that was nuts.
I know,
That was
man. Hey, man, I love Troy. I love the Jags a little bit more, but I love Troy. And so congratulations to y'all.
I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, man, keep it in the rails tonight.
All right, bro. I'm going to do my best. Appreciate you, man.
See you, bro.
See you, bro. There he is, Coach Hunter. He's got I don't want to get too deep into it, but he's got a former defensive lineman who is committed to Liberty with Hugh Freeze. We'll see how that goes. A Rebel Blamer says, yikes. Hey, man, listen, man. I don't know. I would assume that you're probably one of the Rebel Grove guys. He's drinking Trulies. I'm drinking actual bourbon. Like I'm sitting here pounding bourbon. This was an unopened bottle when I started tonight. So if you want to talk about yikes, I mean, sheesh, man. I'm over here pounding bourbon. I mean, I'm doing what I can, bro. ICOP07, what's up, man? My main man from Noonan, Georgia, says we're lucky to have Coach Hunter. We love him out. Wait, what? Volume is out. No, I don't think it is. It's showing good on here, bro. eMike38 says, I'll be on the sideline, Super 7 starting Wednesday. Make it a chat with Coach Freeze. That would be awesome. Runner24 says, we're near the end. Remember to smash the likes. And Spread Attack U18 says, oh no, it's Blue Tout. It's Blue Note. That's what I've been drinking tonight. Look how much I drank, bro. Corey W says, Pound Town. Hey, man, we probably had to round it out here, man. I mean, we've had Stoltze on, we have B-Matt on, we have Coach Hunter on. We love him. Those guys are absolute studs. Freeze is the coach. Wait, what does this mean? You can't hear me. Yeah, Hornatius says can't hear you, and then Sola Tigre says you're drunk, Horn. I think I'm showing up. We're all good. Guy Fork says you're drunk. We're all drunk. I mean, it's a big day, man. For real. Spread Attack U18 says, round it, Jay. Love you, homie. Bro. Let's see. Kanuman says, you missed a super chat. One needs to be read. Oh, my God. Did I really? Oh, yes. Kanuman jumps in again. To be very clear, we do not love Neil. Screw him. Kanuman, who is very much an Auburn guy, I mean, which I think is to his credit, was very disappointed with Neil saying F off all of them or whatever. I mean, yeah, that's a really tough one. I don't know how to defend that one, really. I mean, I would never have said that about the Ole Miss people, but that was kind of bad, honestly. Hey, Mike38 says, dude, me and my wife are dying laughing. Great stuff. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Mike. I'm glad you guys kind of share my sense of humor. You know what's so weird about this is that, like, I was drinking a little bit Friday, a little bit Saturday, a little bit Sunday because the Raiders are playing, and here I am again. And I wasn't expecting to drink tonight, but then Hugh Freeze got hired, and I was like, well, we got to do a show. So we probably got to do that. Merlin says, I'm drunk. Hornatius wants to see pokeable people, Jay. Corey G, what's up, man? My man. Dude, we referenced you like 3 times earlier tonight. Corey G, of course, is the guy who won our hat from Harson. Craig M jumps. Whoa, Solo Tigre, I love you, bro. Hold on, let me get Craig M here. It says, what's the good news? Good news is Freeze is in, bro. Auburn got the coach that they wanted. He's number 2 for me, and he's number 2 for them too. But he's good. No, I honestly think that Hugh Freeze is going to be a good choice for Auburn. I think he kind of has the the skills you need to be a good coach at Auburn. It's my opinion. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out, but I think he has the right personality for this. One man's opinion. Spread Attack U18 jumps in, said, not going to lie, this cult hates Neil.
Dad Three Girls says brain drain equals perfect for putting lights on Christmas tree. What? We love Dad Three Girls. He's actually a swoogan. He has he's a cup because that guy's a stud. And also, like several bunks that I know, he married very, very well. His wife is absolutely incredibly hot. Rebel Blamer says, why did Cohen lie in the release? Are you talking about the first choice? Yeah, I don't know if I would have put that in there. But you know, at Tate State, we might have put that in there, and I would have been like, screw y'all, I don't know what you're talking about. Corey Dub, one of our all-time favorites. Look at this guy. He's from Montgomery. We love him. He is married to, I don't want to say that, but his wife's really pretty too, like many bunks. He says, football talk hell, why can't we shoot the three? The answer is that Auburn doesn't have a lot of great shooters, does it? On the basketball side. They have great defense. They have great two-point shooting. Three-point shooting, not so good. So we'll have to see how this goes as the season goes on. I still think Sepp's got untapped potential in there. I think Wynn is a really good playmaker. And I still believe very, very much in Sir Flanagan. I think he'll be there. I better wrap this up, man. I already got a warning from Courtney's been sending me messages telling me to wrap it up, so I better do that. So, listen, man, you guys. Oh, War Eagle 0008 says, "Is the Holloway kid a good shooter? He's a good shooter. He's not a great shooter, but listen, man. If there's any problems with Auburn a year from now or 2 years from now, it ain't going to be because of him, because he's a really good point guard. He's what they want. Short, quick, great in transition. Not necessarily a great shooter, but he's going to help them. He's going to help them a lot. Period." Spread Attack U18 says Cohen was Freeze's first. Cohen said Freeze was the first choice, LOL. Yeah, JCE 2007 says one more. Who is Swack? You guys ready? You guys know how I felt about Dion.
Who is Swack, baby? Who is?
Oh, we got a late super chat here from JR. What? This guy, unbelievable. I don't even know what to say about this guy. I know this guy in real life. No message offered, no message needed. But JR, JAY space R period. What a stud this guy is. I've known him for years. I love him. That guy knows people, and I appreciate him for everything he's done, man. He's given us some really good. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. Jay, I don't know what to say, bro. I mean, you and I share a first name, which not many people are named Jay these days. Man, that's incredibly generous, bro. Thank you for that. I'm going to get choked up, man, because I know that guy. I appreciate you, brother. Like, for real. Thank you. Thank you for jumping in, man. You ain't got to do that. Let's see. Be Mad is in here passing along stuff. This quote is a little ambiguous. After a thoughtful, thorough, and well-vetted search, we ended up where we started with Hugh Freeze. I'm going to get... All right, Administrative Assistant says I got to go, man. You mean like soon?
Out.
Do you have some stuff you want to tell me? No, I know. I am. All right, Johnny B. Good says time to wrap it up. All right, guys. I better wrap it up, man. Hey, JR, I'm gonna text you and talk about this, bro. I appreciate you all for that. Listen, we had an incredible show, incredible chat. I appreciate y'all for supporting what we do at auburnsports.com. I love you guys. Spread of text says, oh no. He said, oh my God, what's up? What's up, Mav? Everybody's worried. Corey G says closing time. My man Corey G's in the house. Is what I'm talking about, man. I love that guy. All right, we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Love you guys. Hey, man, it's Hugh Freeze. Are you turning the lights off?
Night-night.
She's literally turning the lights off.
Night-night.
All right, guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Until we see you again, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. And keep bringing it, all right? Make great decisions out there. Love you guys.